to get back in front, back in the winning column with that second win.
Lads, we make a decision now. We got to play. What's up? Yeah, it's right here.
And with that, Michael Hand, our player of the match.
Okay,
Alicia.
Excellent, excellent game from Hand. Just 2 tries from the outside, just showing what a difference maker he can be for Seattle. Had an absolutely beautiful time, both defending and attacking, fielding lots of kicks on the outside, communicating into the rest of his squad, and helping to secure what is looking very much to be a Seattle win in this Week 6 matchup.
Tell me when we're good to go, please. Time on.
Pretty impressive day from Michael Hand with those 2 tries. Again, signed from Chicago last year. We saw that speed on display. He was an All-Ireland champion medalist in the 4x100 in his uni days, running track and playing club rugby at Baylor University as well. Licky Chantung in Seattle, a final push for that 4th try to get that extra bonus point. A spirited push here from Mason Pedersen and company. And Calvin Lulamanga, the rookie, found some space, took advantage, and Seattle gets the bonus point. More importantly, they will come out with the win with that dagger.
And it means everything to them. Look at this celebration. Not the best of starts from both sides, but you could see how much they wanted this extra bonus point try, which was a beautiful team try. Just worked from the edge, back inwards, and just that vision to see, yes, we're going infield on these pick and goes, but what do I see to my left? I see open space, I see green grass, I see a try line, and I'm over it.
Yeah.
And Devon Rousseau will try to put the nail in the coffin on what has been an excellent day to get Seattle back into form. You got to feel pretty positive if you're Alan Clark, especially with the injuries. Hey, this is okay. Rickard Hadding's going to have a try at it.
So everyone loves to kick.
Everybody's got a kick.
Everyone loves to kick.
And Rickard Hadding.
True barbarian style.
The left foot hammer. You're right, true barbarian style. Love it from the captain. Seattle are victors, 27-11. On an exclamation from their captain. They went on to score 21 straight and unanswered from New England. What an incredible matchup, Alicia, and they're back in their winning ways.
Incredible work, and they are not traditionally a team that does well on the road, but they have found a way to get a win, 27-11 over New England on the road. Congratulations to Seattle. Excellent work from their whole squad.
Great job today, partner. You crushed it. Well, this broadcast today was brought to you by Globant, the official digital transformation partner of Major League Rugby. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. For Alicia Washington and Joey Lindstrom, I'm Joey Lindstrom saying so long. Thanks for watching. Stick around for post-game interviews. But for now, Seattle, the victors, back in the winning column with their 2nd win of the season on the road cross-country against New England.
To put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
welcome back. Let's head pitch side to our player of the match, Michael Hand. Talk us through this win and how important it was to get this first win of the season for your squad.
Yeah, well, it's our second win of the season, but it's massively important. Obviously, we wanted to bounce back from last week. Obviously, coming here is a tough place to come, and on the occasion of Ricky's 100th, it was massive for us to get back on the horse and kick on again.
Congratulations on your second win of the season, and talk us through your tries. 2 absolutely beautiful ones. What was the build up to them? What do you all of that effort to?
Yeah, I suppose like New England are obviously a class team, and so you had to do your homework during the week. And so we did a lot of that just to kind of watch and see maybe what we could do to exploit that. So all the work done by the big boys on the inside, allowed me on the edge. I just finished them. So it looks good for me, but I don't really do a whole lot. The lads on the inside do all the work, and I just get the glory at the end.
All the glory, all the reward, 10 points to your name. Congratulations on your player of the match accolades. Mr. Hand, well done today, and congratulations on the win.
Magic, thanks a million. Thanks again. Thanks.
Absolutely excellent game today from the Seawolves on the road, looking to secure their second win, and they got the job done. Fort Quincy is never an easy place to come, never an easy place to secure a win. The 1st Regiment of the Free Jacks, always looking to cheer on their team to a home win, make it so it's hard for anyone to come, especially across the country, to secure a win. But the Seawolves were able to do that today with a deciding bonus point win over the Free Jacks at home. We're just about ready to go pitch side here with the winning coach, Coach Alan Clark. Very happy with his squad today for their win, second win of the season. We do have Coach Clark ready. Coach Clark, congratulations on the win. Tell us about your preparation, what it looked like during the week.
Yeah, it was obviously a tough enough week. Numbers down and boys away in the American camp, but yeah, exceptionally proud of that performance today. It's a really tough place to come, and on the back of the challenges we've had this season, it was a real test of character for us as a squad, bouncing back from last week's defeat. I just said to the boys, I'm tremendously proud of the performance that they put out there.
How much did the discipline and the penalties and resulting yellow cards from the Free Jacks play into this win? And is that something that you had previewed throughout the week with your squad?
To be honest, we focused more on ourselves, areas of the game where we could be better, and moments in the game that we could have better control and better outcomes. And I thought we looked like a really good team today. With players to come back into the group, that's given us a real chance, and it was important for us. We knew that we need to change the momentum, and we need to get a win back on the board. And yeah, as I say, exceptionally proud of the effort today, our discipline, and the fact that we kept the Free Jacks to 11 points.
A massive defeat, especially out in Quincy. Can you tell us a little bit about what your messages were at halftime? Give us a bit of a peek into the locker room, because this was a game of 2 very different halves, with your boys coming out with 3 tries in the second half and looking just like a whole different and newly spirited team for the second 40 minutes.
The first 20 minutes of the first half, we were exceptional, and then we got a little bit ragged in that second 20. But going in 11-5 into this, with this wind, we felt it was a 20-point win. But we need to be disciplined, clean in our half, not give the Free Jacks easy entries, and we did that to a degree. And for big periods of that second half, we controlled possession and field territory, and yeah, to capitalize on that, the possession that we had and the field territory of the tries is absolutely wonderful feeling.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Your team put together a fantastic show. Safe travels back to Seattle, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
And that is a wrap here in Quincy. All congratulations going to Seattle over the Free Jacks. More rugby coming up tonight in our premier matchup. Thank you to everyone for tuning in, and have a great evening to everyone at home.
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby. unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Live pictures coming in of the teams warming up for Sunday night rugby clash here, the end of week 6 of MLR. Old Glory DC taking in the breath. And Chicago Hounds getting ready. Some great haircuts there and also some good weather. Some really good weather. Which you mentioned in the Windy City. This time of year, you never know. It could be an impact on the game.
Absolutely. It looked like some scattered thunderstorms, potential rain. Who knows where that favor is going to lie, but weather's holding out well.
Well, we need to get down to someone on the sideline who can tell us exactly how that weather is doing. And also, I believe... Yes! Corbs is with Simba again, the mascot for Chicago Hounds. Corbs, how is it?
I just keep finding them well, yeah. First off, the weather is beautiful here. Completely different to the last time. The sun is shining, there's a slight wind, but it's going to be a much better day to play rugby, which could suit Old Glory, but we'll have to find out. But back to here at SeatGeek, it is dog day here at the stadium. You can bring your dog, you can have them in the stadium with you. They're sitting in stand 117 if you want to check them out. And I happen to find this legend, Tui, 6 years old, a die-hard Hounds fan, and it's a dream come true, Tui, to be at the game today, isn't it, mate? He says yes, he says yes. His owner Jacob was kind enough to give me, but Will, it's building up here. The fans are getting great. Dogtown is rocking. It's time for a cracking game of rugby. Back to you guys.
Oh, well, Corbs, I love the... I thought you were with Simba. I thought that was Simba, but no, you just got another dog in your hands. Love it, buddy.
Yeah,
you're one with the dogs.
One with the dogs. Simba, though, he's got a tough ass today. He's got a lot of dogs in the crowd, and he's still got to produce with the ball run. So keep your eyes open for that, because that's going to be a high-pressure moment.
You know what, Corbs? It is one of the best moments at MLR. Just before you do go, though, we wanted to understand what he thought for the matchup coming up. I think Corbs might have just exited as I know. Yeah, don't worry about that. We don't need to hear about Corbs on that front. Great to see the atmosphere building in Chicago.
We still have them, apparently. Do we, Corbs? Are you here? Are you not? I don't know.
I'm here for you, Will. Never will I let Will Hooley down.
Okay, here we are.
Never will I let you down.
Oh, Corbs, you know what? Don't worry about it, man. I thought we lost you there for a minute. I wanted to know what you think about the matchup, not just the dogs.
Mate, it's going to be a cracker of a game. I think, when you're Chicago, You know, speaking to Chris Latham, he just wants to see more of the same, but he wants them to be braver, to take more risks. That's a daunting when you've seen the amount of points they've scored if they're going to start to expand a little bit more. But the weather today allows that. But when I spoke to Old Glory, their big message was they have to control the middle field, the middle battle of the field. Where this game is played will decide the game. Chicago are too good in the 22. They need to turn their accuracy on in the 22. But for me, I think it's game on because of the running rugby side. I'd like to see Chicago with a bit more ball and play, better rugby. Let's see how they're tested. But my instinct is this is another day for Dogtown just because of the all-complete game that Chicago have been bringing recently.
Yeah, Corbs, you said it. And looking at that home field advantage in the finals, it's looking more and more likely. You see all these fans. I know it's good weather, but through the rain, the wind, we're seeing the fans show up. What's the energy like out there for what will be the final spot?
It is really incredible, right? Chicago known as the Windy City, but they are earning the title of the Gritty City. These fans turn up, rain or shine. These players go to work, rain or shine, and they've showed they can play fancy footy or they can roll up their sleeves and do it the old-fashioned way, and that's what's making them a really exciting team today.
Appreciate it, Corbs. I do, man. I love the fact we not just get your dog knowledge, but also your rugby knowledge as well. We'll be hearing more from Alex Corpusciero during the game. Guys, yeah, I love what they're doing in Chicago. We heard from Peter Burnick, just the efforts they're making both on and off the field. It ties up a great matchup. The championship final being there as well in June 21st. That is a carrot the Hounds will be wanting to chase.
I will be there. Hope Shaq comes back, and I'm excited to see who
We'll make sure he's there.
comes back to that game, which two teams.
I will say, Corbs is going to be bad, though, as a forward if we don't talk and get this in here about the forward pack. And this does make sense to go back to the youngster versus veteran conversation, because that's what we have here, the battle of the second row. Rick Rose for DC is the youngster, can we call him that? Chicago's veteran, Nathan Denhout. This is a great matchup here, Will.
It is. It's a great matchup because Rick Rose is actually really coming out this year. The former St. Bonaventure guy, played 2 years at Miami Sharks. I'm seeing him get through a lot of work. But he's going up against Nathan Denhout. And you know about Nathan Denhout because you played with him at Houston. This guy is the veteran. He's a leader. Just how good is he?
No, he's world class in everything he does, how he carries himself, his positional play. He's probably the best guy in the MLR in the line out. And tonight's match, I think that is going to be a huge factor to success. And he is the rock to any forward pack he plays in.
And there he is. He's going up against Rick Rose. When you think about a young player going up against a veteran, like how much does this play in his mind? Like he said, had a really good start so far, but he's going to be probably there helping call the line out with Rob Harley. He works. I mean, I think he's the top tackler in MLR. I might be mistaken on that, but his work rate's incredible.
His work rate is. I mean, his ability to just find work is impressive. I think tonight could go two ways. He feels a pressure and he doesn't live up to it, or tonight he's here to make a statement and prove his name to the next level.
The line-out is going to be key. We can talk about the wingers all day scoring tries, but at the end of the day, if you don't get your set piece right for either team, that is where maybe one could suffer over the other.
Well, I'm very surprised that we haven't talked about the fly halves yet. Come on.
Are we getting it all in?
Yeah, but we do have to point this out because they are both going for milestones here. And Chris Hilsenbeck for Chicago, chasing 150 points, and Jason Robertson for DC, just 2 points away from 400, Christian. What a milestone to be chasing.
Very big milestone. I mean, these are the quarterbacks on the field for everyone who doesn't understand the sport of rugby. These guys are going to play such a pivotal part in today's game. They direct where the game is played, who's playing with the ball. They kick, they pass, they do everything. And so tonight, the ball's going to be played in these guys' hands more often than not. You got to watch out for them.
As we wrap this up in the last 30 seconds or so of the show, I have to ask predictions and I have to put you on the spot. What you know, are Chicago losing?
No, I'm going with where momentum is going.
Chicago.
I feel like I have to just go against you guys. I'm going to go Old Glory. I think they clean up the red zone efficiency, and the defense shows up.
That is a bold move. There's a bold pick to go for when you're looking at the Hounds. Can they continue their 100% win rate? We will have more here on the Sunday Night Rugby programme at half-time and then also post-game. But don't go anywhere because kickoff is coming next. We've got our commentary team of Ben Holden and Bree Kim. All the action, Sunday Night Rugby, Hounds DC, coming up after this.
supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Well, the pre-match show is complete. We're ready to go just outside of downtown Chicago, Illinois. In the great Midwest city it is, Chicago. We are 15 miles southwest, SeatGeek Stadium, where the 2026 MLR final will be played. It's home of the Chicago Hounds, the only remaining unbeaten team in MLR. They're 4-0 as they welcome in Old Glory DC, sitting at 2-2. Ben Holden, Bree Kim, Alex Corbacero with you, and a great crowd is expected tonight at SeatGeek Stadium on a beautiful night for rugby in the Midwest. Bree, let's get a look at these team sheets, these rosters. Who are you highlighting first for Chicago?
Well, Matt Waru earns another start at number 8 on the back of his lights-out performance last week. Charlie Abel and Nathan Denhoot return to the starting pack. Ruben DeHaas also returns as number 9, as do the pairing of Ollie Devoto and Tavite Lopetti in the midfield backs.
We saw DC last Sunday night against California. They made a lot of changes under Simon Cross this week.
Well, they sure have. Connor Robinson, Tavita Ngali, and Colin Gross all get their first starts of the season in the forwards. Callie Martinez and John Rizzo also return to starting shirts this week. And then a bit of changes in the backs. Jason Emery slots in at 12, Jordan Jackson-Hope shifts to 13, and Damian Hoyland returns to the fullback position.
Outstanding, inching closer to kickoff. It'll be the 6th all-time meeting. Chicago's won the last 2. They ended DC's season last year in the playoffs on this very pitch. DC looking to bounce back against a red-hot Chicago side. Kickoff is next.
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Rugby here on ESPN Plus in the United States and many other networks around the world. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by CTMS. CTMS Travel, the official travel partner of Major League Rugby. Stop managing travel and start moving. One guy that's always moving is our scrum Yoda, the one and only Alex Corbacero, who's pitch side in a beautiful Sunday night Corbs in Chicago. Welcome in.
Hey, Ben, I need you to intro me every week. That was sensational, but it's great to hear you guys. And yeah, we are in Dogtown, SeatGeek Stadium. We are at ground zero right now. It is about to kick off. The fans, the atmosphere is built. The weather is absolutely beautiful. The wind has dropped, the sun is out, it's dry, it's a great game, and now we are about to get off the kickoff with the main man of the moment. Simba is about to do his thing and bring that ball on. It's time to get to match.
Great stuff, Corbs. We'll be checking in with Corbs throughout, and there goes that beautiful dog, Simba, bringing out the match ball. What a great tradition in this league we have. There's our referee tonight, David Vasilevu, taking that ball out, putting it into the hands of Chris Hilsenbeck, and it is dog night at the park, Bree. So we'll check in with Corbs, I'm sure, for some updates on that. Mentioned David Vasilevu is in the middle. His first match this season was last week. He did Chicago at Seattle. Mike Lawrenson, David Zachariah, the ARs, the referee review system operator on site is James Harrison. Laws analyst tonight with Bree and I is Amelia Luciano. On a beautiful night, Bree, 60 degrees in Bridgeview, 15 miles southwest of Chicago. The wind, though, could play a factor in this match, but everything else should be great.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. It looks like the wind is going from right to left on your screen, so might be in the favor of Old Glory DC as they look to get this first carry.
Well, you and I last week saw this DC side, and they had opportunity after opportunity. And I know one of three things you're tracking tonight is what they do inside of the 22. They had a terrible number there last week. It's got to be better.
Yeah, and specifically in the attacking 22, right?
Yep.
And the guys, the crew on Sunday Night Rugby in the pregame show talked about this. It's the #1 attack in Chicago versus the #1 defense in Old Glory. But something else to that, can Old Glory get something going on the attack? Because that's where they're really lacking right now, looking to turn over this ball.
Chicago Hounds, unblemished record. They've scored a bonus point for tries in every match in the first half of every match. They have gotten to the opposition quick, fast, and hard, striking from all over. You and I saw them 2 weeks ago when they started this run of 50 straight points in back-to-back weeks against New England down in Nashville, and they just tore it up last week, 9 tries and 59 points.
I feel like I use this phrase every time I talk about Chicago. They're high octane. They've gone back-to-back weeks of 50-plus points, and they almost hit that in week 2 as well. I think we'll see that they have executed their fundamental tactics in the season thus far. Will they add a few additional wrinkles? But right now, just staying patient with the ball so Penny gets that ball.
Big tackle made there and a great finish turned in by Perry Humphreys. So you heard Christian Dyer, who's with Will and Claudia tonight in our studio. We'll hear from the gang at halftime. Really good kick here. Look out here. This is going to be a tough one to get to. Trying to track it down there and get it home was Rizzo, playing his 40th MLR match tonight. But Hilsenbeck gets back after a booming kick free kick.
Okay, Timo, check. Referee review.
As the referees take a look at this, oh my gosh, that
last
was
ground of the ball.
a beautiful kick, just putting so much pressure on. But we'll let them talk through it
you want
right
to just
now.
check if Green have gotten the white player early.
Again, the man in the middle tonight, David Vasilevu. And let's look back here, Bree. What do you think?
Well, I think we heard from Vasilevu. Did O'Keefe tackle Rizzo before Rizzo had control of the ball? That's a close one. I think that's going to be really tough. In real time, it's really hard to make that kind of call.
Mark O'Keefe has had a brilliant season. You see his hustle, his speed getting back there. Having one of his better seasons so far through 4 matches in the league. As they continue to talk through this. James Harrison, our referee review system operator, where the officials are at, gathered around the monitor, going through this time after time. You see it a bunch now. Where's your head at now with it?
Well, I think they have the benefit of being able to look at the play now, and in slow-mo, it looks pretty obvious.
Green
but
player had played the white.
The final decision here.
Player early, disrupted the try being scored. So it's a penalty try and a yellow card to 14.
So a huge swing here, as you just heard the verdict there. And now
So
the
we've got
two
a decision.
sides will be told the verdict.
It was a chance of scoring. Yeah. You guys played the man early. So I'm going penalty try and yellow card to 14. 14? 14? Yeah.
For the other winger, sir.
Yeah. 14,
That
14.
is a massive swing in the opening 2 minutes of this match. A penalty try awarded after looking at it, and O'Keefe now sits for 10.
And look at him. I mean, he's rightfully shaking his head, just frustrated with that play. He was trying to just do anything he could. And look, I think it's a very tough call to make, but it's pretty clear on the replay what happened there. Got on top of Rizzo before Rizzo even had the ball in hand. So now it goes to a penalty try, and Old Glory, I mean, this is what they wanted.
Yes.
Put pressure on through their kicking game, and hopefully we can take a look at that kick from the get-go, because boy, was that a beautiful one. And again, they want to play in the right areas of the field. We heard head coach Simon Cross tell us that. And boy, you put the ball in the right place in the field, and you never know what happens.
And DC came in, again, as you mentioned, with Will and Christian Dyer and Claudia talking about their lack of scoring. They get the penalty try here. Of course, that is an automatic 7, no conversion needed. And that is how you draw it up, as Lefebvre sends one sky high here. Waiting back there on the wing, the take made back there. That was Webster. What a week Brock Webster had last Friday. First ever hat trick against Seattle. He's a dangerous man at that fullback spot. Ruben DeHaas waiting for this ruck to kind of form and get this ball free. Advantage here for the Hounds. Here's Peyton Wall, the dangerous left winger for Chicago. DeHaas digs through the hands, legs, gets it out of there. Hilsenbeck played it on. Devoto played it on. Petty outside ball. There's the dangerous Webster. Webster going to try and kick, though, but it's knocked down. It's still in the field of play, and DC comes up with the pill down there. Great work from Jordan Jackson-Hobry.
That was just grit that got that ball turned over. Initially looked like Webster was maybe going to go in for another try, and now they're just going to be patient and look to set up that exit.
Brock Webster, MLR Player of the Week, of course, after that performance. And there's the kick, and it's going to be about 19 meters away from the line. Chicago in prime position.
Well, in the last minute, Ben, we've seen Chicago go from the bottom of our screen to the top of our screen twice, trying to get that ball to none other than Brock Webster. That's exactly what Chris Latham wants to see. So far, DC have stood up to the task. They've been able to put pressure on, and now they're going to continue to do that because they're not out of jail just yet.
Latham knows a thing or two about scoring tries. 78 caps with Australia for the Wallabies. Second all-time, 40 career tries. His side has been dynamite. They've been the story of MLR through 4 matches they've played. 4 straight wins.
Okay, that's once.
33 points, 48, 50, and 59. But DC here just over 4 in. As Lepetti with a tough carry, always tough carries from Tavide Lepetti, and a hard charging run there from Theo Forey. He's the new hooker now that Dylan Fawcett, who was in here last week in the studio with us, is now retired from MLR. Here's Chicago knocking on the door, and their forward pack has been so dominant.
Yeah, ball's there.
Rumble part of that back row with a carry. He's down to the floor. Picked up, trying to get it home was Awaru. Chicago right there, coming up on 5 gone in the match. Old Glory with the 7-0 lead here. Rumble stood up, forced back. Good work in there. Rick Rose, who was talked about in the pre-match show.
Leave it.
He's short. DeHaas trying to find it in there. But they pick and go, and they get it home. Off the right side of the ruck. And Chicago able to get home. And the Hounds are a kick away from getting this match level. Their hooker does the job again.
Can you believe that he's one of the leading try scorers, and now maybe takes the lead by himself? Theo Fury, 4 tries in the last 3 matches, so make that 5 now. This one took some patience to get there, but just the composure of this Hound side came off of the driving maul. They had to get the ball out, and then Fury just was able to finally get it down. Take another look here. Just gets the better of Daniel there, gets it down. Chicago responding exactly how they would have wanted to, Ben.
So he's played in 5 matches, and he scored 5 tries. And Chris Hilsenbeck, who last week became Chicago's all-time leading scorer in terms of points, right there with his 50th career conversion. He played 11 matches earlier in his career with Rugby ATL, coached by Scott Lawrence, who's at the match tonight, now the USA Eagles head coach. So a big milestone for Hilsenbeck, who also gets to 150 points. And just like that, we're tied at 7.
And
hopefully we're in for a high-scoring affair here.
That's what we want. And just going back to the last little bit of analysis we talked about just a second ago, we saw Chicago go towards their left side of the field in the attack. We just talked about that. They're looking to try to unravel a little bit more, add wrinkles, as we talked about. And while it didn't work out for them in that first play, we saw that DC had that big kick turned into the try. The second time, though it wasn't pretty, they still got the ball back on that line out, got them that territory, and resulted in that try. So Chicago just looking to try to add a few more flavors to their attack, and that's what got them this first try.
And that's scary for the rest of the teams in this league, right? The way they've scored, they've scored 25 tries coming in, now 26 in just over 3 matches.
Yeah, and look, they're going off of Hilsenbeck with the forwards, which allows them to play that more expansive game. That's what Latho told us he wants to do in this match, so he's got to be pretty happy with that last result.
Here's DC now. John Lefebvre had a great individual effort last week, not enough in the loss to California. He was moving the pill all over the pitch. 95 passes, led the league in that department. Now here's Robertson. Corbs telling us earlier he took a bit of a knock early, but he looks just fine here. RoboCop, Jason Robertson takes one in, and DC has come to play. They lead at 12-7 as Robertson will tee one up to try to get it back to a 7-point match.
Jason Robertson, always lethal from the foot, but this time through the hands. Take another look. Just a perfect little ball back behind, and then just sees that gap that opens up the defense and just takes it to the house. That one was, of course, off of Rick Rose. Here we go. Take another look at it. Looks for support. Doesn't need it. And this guy, we thought it was going to be a conversion that would take him to that 400-point milestone, but it will be a try. How good.
Sitting at 398 and a chip shot, as I like to say, right in front of the post. Jason Robertson's played his entire career with Old Glory, and look at this young man work.
And this is such a good sign for Old Glory DC. They haven't really been able to get the engine going on the attack. And now Robertson getting them going on the front foot. They're going to want to continue that, get the throttle going.
Jason Robertson, 5th season with Old Glory DC. Went through a serious injury last year, had to come back. There's Simon Cross. You and I and our crew, we had to talk with all the coaches every week. And the first thing he said was, after last week, he said, I looked at the post-match stats. When I looked at them, I thought we won by 20. But they were very ineffective inside of the 22, and they were sloppy handling the ball too, Bree.
They had 17 handling errors last week. That was the most in the league in that round. And look, if you can't get your red zone efficiency going, then what do you make as many tackles as you want? And they know that is everything they're playing for tonight. They know they have a heavy challenge ahead of them. But right now, signs pointing in the right direction.
16 trips last week against California, but they only scored 3 tries. And it is Kentucky Derby weekend, so I'm going to use this phrase. We're now in the back half, so down the stretch we come. Only 10 matches, so everyone's so critical as they'll reset here.
No, both sides, yeah. Both sides, we need more space. Yeah. Let's go. both sides. We need
Two
space.
outstanding front rows for these two sides. Good one here brewing. Still got Mark O'Keefe in the sin bin for Chicago. Remember, in the second minute on that penalty try, he went into the bin. So Chicago trying to get this thing level with him in the bin.
Bind! Sit! The advantage.
The beautiful game advantage for Chicago. DeHaas plays it. Trying to break through here, Devoto. Trying to offload it, but it's whistled as LePene picked it up.
And they'll go back to the initial scrum penalty that he was giving the advantage of. And that one's going to be on Paul Mullen, standing up. And this is exactly what Cross was telling us about Old Glory. And this one off of the scrum here. But they have to be disciplined, especially in these parts of the field. They initially were outside the 22. Now you're just outside the 5. And you know how good the Chicago set piece is.
Yeah, he's coming off now.
That's exactly what you want to prevent in this match. In Chicago now, they know exactly what they're going to do here. Getting back into that rhythm, and DC's got to stand up to this task.
Chicago Hounds.
Okay, time back on. Let's go again.
Came in #1 in tries in the league, 30, 190 points. Their points differential is more than Old Glory has scored. Plus 99. DC came in with just 91 points scored on the season. They've been an absolute wagon so far. Been in a tight battle early on here. Free the line out throw to the Moose, Nathan Denhoop.
Yeah, no, he's got balls there.
Now Chicago gets it free. Peyton Wall dropped though in a hurry as soon as he touched it. Ruben DeHaas looking right, plays left. Theo Faree there, the carries.
No, you're pushing the ball to him.
Try. Came back in the 6th minute. They got it level on the kick from Hilsenbeck.
Okay, away. Ball's on that side.
Matawaru, big week he had last week. Here's Faree, back Hilsenbeck now to Devoto, trying to look kick through the wall. Wall gathers it in. Robertson there. Stopped him in his tracks. Good tackle from Jason Robertson. Now DeHaas spins one right on the money. And Bonasso in there on the tackle. USA Eagle captain last year for part of the season. DC trying to hold up.
Away.
LePene though forced back a couple of meters. DeHaas spinning it wide. There's Mason Flesh now, fellow Canadian.
No, he's trapped in there.
Canadians had a field day last week. Now in Seattle. How about Seattle going to New England today? That's a massive win. You and I said that could be a season-changing win for them.
Every team trying to make a statement on this weekend. Same thing here. Chicago gets an extra meter off of that pick.
That was a warning. Look out here. They can't stop him. And Charlie Abel, as I love to say, willing and able, as Charlie Abel takes in his 3rd try of the season. He had just 1 last year, but he's been a force this year for Chicago.
Sometimes
we're trying to go. And we can't grab the ball.
Yeah, but if they trapped, I'm okay with it. But if they stuck, just because of them not rolling, I'll give that to you.
And just take a look here. They finally got some more positive meters. It was just one that did the trick. And then Old Glory not able to seal off that side of the ruck. And Abel just takes it right up the gut. They want to play fast. That's what you just heard in your ears was Rumble telling the referee, we want to go fast, but the Old Glory bodies are getting in our way. They didn't at the end of that passage. And now Chicago ties it up.
Hilsenbeck tacks it on. You told me something interesting earlier about that man right there on your screen, which I did not know. And I know you'd love to share with the audience because we are always about educating and informing. What's the tidbit on Abel?
Well, look, I think because he played his Super Rugby with Western Force, you know, and then came over to the MLR and has played through a number of different teams, thought that he had come over with a South Pacific flair. But he's a Brazilian, right? And he was the first Brazilian to play Super Rugby Pacific. He had 46 caps. So, look, I mean, pretty fantastic stuff to see just the diversity in these guys.
That is Bree Kim, Ben Holden, Alex Corbacero, pitch side in Bridgeview. Will Hooley, Claudia Belafonte, and tonight's 3rd member of that studio crew. Christian Dyer.
No, you're on the player.
Proud
You're on the
Jesuit
player.
High School alum, Sacramento, California. Cal Bear as well. Here comes Chicago. Webster now spins outside of the edge. O'Keefe's back on, serve the 10. Both these sides, 2 tries so far. If this is any indication, it might be the first of 50 in this one, the way they're scoring. Here's Big Aworu on to his fellow Canadian Mason Flesh. 20 career caps for Canada for Flesh. He's got 4 tries already this season.
Off the knee.
Then Hoot for Abel. Now Webster, another Canadian. Here's Philly. Rumble, another Canadian. Up the edge. Here comes Chicago. Into the 22 is Wall. Into the hands of Rumble. Now Ruben DeHaas. Speed coming. Big man Charlie Abel couldn't handle. That's a big ball into the hands of DC right there. Can they get out here? Because the Hounds were barking and they were coming at him. It's a
Still
big
advantage for
turnover.
knock-on.
It's a huge steal. I was wondering if they were going to try to get that kick out of their own 22, try to put them back on their heels yet again, but this time they'll play a little bit more conservatively and get that more traditional exit.
Well, we touched on the wind earlier. As you're looking at the match, right to left is the direction it's going. And it's pretty much a sustained wind in the low teens, but it's gusting and will gust between 25 and 30 tonight.
Yeah, and maybe why you haven't seen Chicago employ as many kicks, though they haven't really needed to because they've been so successful on their left side of the attack.
Wait, we've got blood. Yeah.
So a stoppage here. Charlie Abel
We've got blood on him too.
getting some medical attention. Medical staff for Chicago is Kyle Lucas and Samantha Millette.
Yeah, and just one substitution that we just didn't get to highlight earlier. Callie Martinez off with an HIA. His mouth guard went off, so that's why you're seeing number 17, Bart Vermeulen, on the pitch early as Abel looks to get some attention, but back on his feet.
Had that 2-try match in Nashville. Great turnout at SeatGeek Stadium, 15 miles southwest of downtown Chicago. And you get a look through our MLR fan cam tonight. Be the 20-year anniversary later this season of that stadium. Originally built for soccer, the Chicago Fire. They still play soccer. Professional teams play in their men's and women's side. Look out here as Webster absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah, backwards.
Just absolutely pounded there by Hoyland. Down on the floor, picked up now. It's Corey Daniel. Always a threat is Daniel. He's got a couple tries this year. More so a threat inside of the 22. And Benasso gets the ball back.
Use it.
Then Golly in there helping on the clean out as LaFave will send one skyward into that wind. Hilsenbeck. He'll go back. Kicking with the wind now. Again, right to left is where it's going. Now Webster underneath it, took a bad bounce on him. DC will get this ball back though. The big man Nungali. Webster able to get him down to the floor. Not an easy task to do.
Ball still inside. Offside.
Off the feet, says our referee tonight, David Vasilevu.
Ball still in.
Something Cross told us as well this week is how important the kicking game was for their back three. Believed that the Old Glory back three had a bit of an edge on Chicago's back three.
Interesting.
And I think you just got a taste of it there as well. And you saw Hoyland employ a very high kick. Didn't get as much territory, but that's because he wanted to push the 50-50, try to win that ball back in the air. And it would be, he didn't receive it himself, but he was able to bat it back. And then Golly was able to turn over that ball. So won that kicking battle, and now they're in the attacking 22.
Great opportunity. Great opportunity here for Old Glory DC. 2-2 after last week's loss against California. 36-23. They scored 3 tries. Did not get the bonus point. Ball into the arm of Connor Robinson, their hooker number 2 at the back there of this maul. He had a try last week in that loss. Played with Dallas and Anthem in his career in Major League Rugby.
Use it!
Kirby Myhill out this week. Robinson getting the nod. Played out of there by DC. They got an option out there on the edge if they want it. Instead, they're going to take it in. It's taken in for the try. Damian Hoyland gets it down, and DC is back on top.
Oh boy, Old Glory is really firing in all cylinders right now in this first quarter of the match. And Hoyland, who had the most carry meters last week, continues to steamroll, but good movement from Old Glory, able to expand it, and then Hoyland even had Rizzo outside of him, didn't need him for that one. Just another shot here, takes it himself. He has been immense for Old Glory so far, Ben.
Sorry, Bree, 127 meters last week, to your point. Cap Scottish player in his career, 15s and 7s. So Old Glory now a try away from the try bonus point here as we played half of this first half. Chicago's been routine at that. They've had the try bonus point in all 4 matches. That is a tough kick, and it's nailed. 21-14 as we've hit the hydration break. Old Glory DC on top. We'll step aside here from Bridgeview and be right back.
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Welcome back to Bridgeview, Illinois. We got a barn burner going on. Down to the pitch, check in with Corbs. Corbs, what's going on, my man?
Ben, mate, we have a game on our hands. It is an absolute cracker here. And like they told me in the warm-ups before, Old Glory said they were coming to play. They had to focus on accuracy in the 22, and that's exactly what they're doing. They've come with an up-tempo attack. You can see they're playing off 10 more off Robertson. That's getting away from some of the teeth and the physicality of the forwards of Chicago, and that's allowing them to get quick ball and actually execute. They've got to still stay on top of the set piece, though. For me, Chicago are starting to turn the screw. Scrum penalties, the maul's looking good, and they've looked pretty up to business when they've been in the 22. But I think Old Glory are controlling enough right now to keep Chicago at bay, and the real moments to me have been the chances they've taken. A complete turnaround from last week against the Free Jacks.
I call you the Scrum Yoda for a reason, and I want to ask you, what in detail have you seen from these packs and these front rows so far, Corbs?
Well, the scrum battle was really interesting. Paul Mullen, very, very experienced, and he's going against another great American MLR tested player in Otti Pifoletti. And I'm seeing Chicago get some of the early exchanges. They're getting that first little shunt, as we like to call it, the first couple steps when the balls come in, and that's allowing their size to really take over. Once they get high, it's time to go. But now we're getting some more running rugby. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Corbs. How about Charlie Abel there, the tight head, looking like a 9, but look out here, it's turned over, and Old Glory in a foot race here, trying to go back. They'll play it back. What a turn of events. Humphreys to Jordan Jackson Hope, but it's knocked on by DC. My, oh my.
Oh, the drama in the last 30 seconds. Back and forth. First it was Abel, then it was Humphreys. Take another look here. Bang, beautiful ball from Aworu. Abel just looking for some support there, and then just slipped, was able to get the turnover. Old Glory looking for that. One didn't go their way, but then Humphreys already up in the line. That's when he's taking it home. But look at Hilsenbeck's chase, and it wouldn't be on this one here, but right here, finally get some support, and then bang. Hilsenbeck able to get the steal. Oh my goodness, talk about an entertaining 30 seconds, Ben.
The speed of Peyton Wall allowed him to track it down, but the pitch has been flipped here inside of their own 22 now is Chicago. DC on the road here in the 23rd minute. On top, 21-14 against 4-0 Chicago. Highest scoring side in Major League Rugby. There's Mark O'Keefe. Mention how good of a season Mark's having. 29 career tries for him. This is his 86th cap tonight. Capped USA Eagle. 3 tries, had just 1 last year. He's turned it up a notch. Here's Charlie Abel. Now Ali Devoto.
No, you have to be off it now.
Member of Bath
You went
and
off.
Exeter in his
You went off
playing
now.
days in the Premiership. Ruben de Haas spent some time over in that part of the world too. 44 caps for the USA. Scott Lawrence, USA Eagles head coach, is in the stadium tonight. And Bree, that's always something that you hear people in sports say, somebody's always watching, and the big man for the USA is in the building tonight.
Well, and don't forget, they also just came off of a several-day alignment camp this past week. So had 23 guys coming down just to get aligned mid-season. Always good to see the guys in top form. And now coming in and watching yet another match. We know that he's always watching, but how good for these guys to all get aligned before we get into the test window later this summer.
And Brandon Harvey, who just had that ball and went down to the floor, and a massive hit on Webster, and Webster favoring the right arm. He's still down there. That would be very costly if he's out. Look out here as DC laying the lumber. Hoyland with a big hit there. And Webster just now onto his feet, Bree, there right of your screen. He took a massive shot as this kick will go all the way through the end goal.
Oh, that's an unfortunate error there. Could have been a great kick, but got a couple bodies on the deck, and boy, everyone getting gassed right now. I mean, it has been back and forth.
And that's a rugby player right there.
Look at the
this
dirt
guy.
on him, yeah. Take a look at this shot from Bebanasa, boom!
Yeah.
Oh.
That's USA on Canada crime right there.
There you go.
No crime, but just a big hit.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you see Perry Humphreys, who's been so good in this match already. And Chicago, again, trying to go expansive, trying to play on the edge. Take a look at this hit from Humphreys, boom. I mean, Webster is being told, look, we know you're there, and we're going to make sure you know that this is not going to be another one of your multi-try games. And then this big kick, again, it was a turnover that DC created through that shot. And just look here, I mean, it's the kicking, it's the tackling, right? And this is exactly what you need from your back three. And boy, Perry Humphreys has really stood up to the task. He's bringing so much international flair and experience. As you can see right there, he played in the Premiership with Leicester and Worcester. Such a good guy to have in your squad. And Crossy calls him the silent leader.
Yeah.
He doesn't really say a lot, but boy, he sure leads by example.
That is very clear and evident tonight. Certainly watching him play is slow to get up there was Jason Emery. Veteran in this league, played for a handful of different sides. You can tweet us on X, hashtag MLR 2026. Is the breathe right strip that Charlie Abel sporting? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Anyway, you can get some more oxygen in.
Hey, whatever it takes. I say it every time we're together, Bree. I don't know how the men and women that play the sport do it. Have the utmost respect for them that do it. Here's a scrum now for Chicago. 25 minutes gone here in this first half. The Haas waiting at the back. This one crumbles down to the ground, and that's a win for Chicago as the Hounds trail by 7.
You guys went dominance, and he went down.
Well, look, we heard it from the Scrum Yoda himself earlier. So good to get those insights pitch side. But as he said, the Scrums right now going Chicago's way. Huge front row battle. And that's something that is just letting them get additional territory down the pitch. Now they're going to go to their line out, another weapon of theirs. Feeling pretty good about that, and good win percentage, almost 86% heading into this match.
Conversely, DC 90% in that department.
Now, they're on your side. Up.
Oworu up to get it. DeHaas spins on to Peyton Wall. He's greeted and dropped immediately there. Stood up by Corey Daniel. Led the league in tackles 2 years ago. Second in the league last year. Did Corey Daniel.
No, you lost it. Nah.
He's nearing 20 caps in his USA international career. Lepetti, you hear the hit there. You can feel it through the screen every time one of these bone-crunching hits happens. This ball turned over, though, and DC's got it at their own 22. Knocked on by the Hounds.
Well, one of the rare moments that you see Chicago enter the 22 and not come away with points.
Yeah.
But Old Glory saw multiple double tackles. Here's one. Bonasso and Jackson Hope able to team up and just get a few more positive meters their way, and then just couldn't get Oworu in the gap. But it sounds like there might be a challenge coming.
Yeah, we checking.
So trotting
What
over.
are we looking for?
David Vasilevu, our referee. It's on the right,
Head
along
contact.
with Mike
Green
Lawrenson
number?
and David Zachariah.
11 green.
James Harrison will give them some looks on site, the referee review system operator tonight. Our laws analyst tonight, Amelia Luciano. Maybe hearing from her sooner than later.
Jimmy, can you get another one?
After the first couple of weeks, it was a match in Chicago, the Sunday night match there against California in week 3, that they changed the way that the RRS was set up. You had 2 challenges.
There's head contact.
Now it's only 1.
For me, there's head contact there.
So you got to be very smart, very sure if you're going to use it.
It's only the green guy falling into
And I believe they are looking at Peyton Wall getting hit by Corey Daniel. It was off of the line out initially. We just take another look here.
Daniel, number 6.
And they're looking at the head contact on Wall, but
what's your immediate thoughts seeing
Can you
that?
just play that one live? I've got the head contact. Just get
I
the
mean,
back
I
angle
see
live.
that Daniel has such low body position in that. Now we get a different angle here.
So there's head contact. He's always upright. He's not in that good position to go down for the tackle. That's a low degree of danger. I'm getting yellow card. Yeah? So number 19?
6 white.
6 white. Yeah, 6 white. Okay, we have a decision. All good. Okay, so we have a decision. We've got 6 white making the tackle. He was in an upright position, and the green pair was falling in. It's a low degree of danger. I'm going yellow card.
So a second yellow has been issued here.
Yeah,
we'll check in with Amelia in a moment once we hear the
number 6?
conversation here.
Yeah. So I'll explain that.
Yeah.
So you were not in that good position to make the tackle, even though the guy was falling down too. Number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm giving yellow card because he was falling into you too.
He's showing a good picture, dropping the height before going to the
but there's head contact there, but he's not.
He's going to his shoulder.
He's still upright. He's still a little bit upright there.
He's dropping.
I'm going yellow card. Yeah. Yeah. We'll stick. Yeah. Can I have the mark
So
for that?
a huge loss, Corey Daniel. We just talked about his importance. Let's check in with our laws analyst tonight, Amelia Luciano. Amelia, walk us through what you saw there and that call and decision that was ultimately made. What are your thoughts?
All right. So they still have the
So
challenge.
what we're seeing here is head contact, a clear head contact by white 6. The next step in our process is, was it foul play? And the referee has deemed that yes, he is not fully in a good tackle position because he's upright. So we look at our degree of danger, which the referee is saying is not high, and he's calling that a yellow card.
12 white.
All right, great to get your perspective. We'll have to get you in the studio with Bree and I like we had Lex Ray Vision in here the last few weeks, but thanks for your input there, and we'll check in with you throughout the match as we go along. Thanks, Amelia.
Yeah, and I really appreciated how clear Amelia was and just walking us through what that process looks like as Chicago now looking dangerous as ever. goes off their driving maul.
Down by 7, 21-14. The road team, DC, and those white kits trying to hang on here, but Chicago is a force. There's the arm in the air, and the Hounds on the front porch. They kick in the door once again. That is now 6 tries for the man that replaced the great Dylan Fawcett, Theo Furry, with another in this match, Bree.
A brace, baby, for Theo Furry. And if you're Old Glory, you're just trying to hang on for the next 9 minutes. They just immediately punished from the get-go. We knew that their lineup was going to be dynamite, and now they're one guy down, especially a guy like Daniel out.
Big loss.
Just the momentum and the speed, too easy for the Hounds.
I mean, that is exactly how you draw it up, coming right into your living room or maybe the bar you're watching in, wherever you're watching. I mean, that is awesome camera work down there on the pitch by our crew, our Sunday night crew. I mean, there's just no stopping that. Here's Hilsenbeck trying to convert the 3rd Hounds try of the night. ARs are there, and they say, yep, it is good. So Chris Hilsenbeck, 6 points off the tee, 2 points for that man right there. And we are level at 21, each side a try away from the bonus point.
And Ben, this could be a huge momentum swing. Old Glory must respond. Because right now, heading into the half, this is what happened to them last week.
Yep.
They were down just 4 points.
Correct.
And then they had an error, gave away another penalty, and before they knew it, they were 12 points down. That's a huge change going into halftime. They have to make sure that that doesn't happen to them again heading into the sheds.
Yeah, they got to stay connected here indeed. 10.5 to play in the half. Level at 21. Daniel in the bin, that yellow issued in the 27th minute. What will the response be here from Simon Cross's side? Jordan Jackson Hope with a carry. John Lefebvre to it. DC gains halfway. Lefebvre, speedy, quick, dependable. Charlie Abel, first to greet the ball carrier. Now Robertson, he'll go to the right boot, sends one skyward. Hilsenbeck back there, up in the air. Relatively easy take for him. Good pickup on the carry. A little bit of a fend there on Tavita Nungali. Now here come the Hounds again. Tahas played the ball out. Lucas Rumble doing just as his name says, rumbling. Career high 3 tries for him. Now Webster took a heavy shot, a couple of heavy shots. But this ball is whistled and will come back and reset, knocked down by the Hounds.
Well, something that we just noticed right there, Ben, is that you saw Chicago playing a little bit more ball through the forwards in the midfield, packing a punch, especially when you're missing one of the top 5 tacklers in the league.
Yes.
And I mean, talk about that miss, just a little step from Hilsenbeck.
Yeah.
But as they came across the field here, they were able to get positive meters after positive meters. And when you're missing a big tackler, like I just said, it just makes it that much harder for the guys in the midfield. They have to work even more, and just didn't quite unlock it on the edge there, but they're feeling it coming.
Particulars on Hilsenbeck, led this league last year with 109 points. Luke Carty had been with Chicago. He's now in Anthem. Hilsenbeck taking over. Both men capped by the United States. Both a part of their squad. Worked free by Lefebvre. Now Old Glory trying to get back on top here. They led 21-14 after Hoyland scored his first of the season. Here's the big man, Nungali. He is a menace. Tough to defend. Ball turned over, a little kick off the outside there. Lepetti saves it. What a ball back for Peyton Wall. Wall, he's drilled and dropped there. Taken down on the tackle by Perry Humphreys. Now Awaru. They work through the phases. Den Hoot looks off, just takes it forward. The forward momentum got him 2 or 3 more meters there. Hilsenbeck looking like a point guard there. Into the hands of Webster. Hounds trying to punch him back here with Daniel in the bin. Rumble. Nungali drives him into the floor. Dahash short inside, little ball there. The Ofuri is on hat-trick watch, got 2 for Chicago. Little pump fake there, the carry there from Devoto. Webster right in the middle, Abel near the line. Abel, nothing yet.
No,
You heard the referee, short. Now Flesh at the back, tries to get this one down, it does. And Chicago kicks the door in once again. Mason Flesh with his 5th try of the season. And the Hounds lead it by 5, 26-21 here in the 33rd.
Boy, Chicago not letting off the gas. Let's just take a look. A few paces back. It's all the way here. Look at that little skill from Ruben de Haas. And talk about flirting with the sideline and then that outrageous offload. I mean, talk about some skills on display from your Hounds backs. And then on top of that, the forwards taking care of business. And of course, if it's not going to be Free, it's going to be Flesh, because this man has also been unstoppable the last few matches. What a team try. Probably the best try of the match thus far.
He had 6 last season. Now he's up to 5 is Mason Flesh. 20 career caps in his international career with his native land of Canada. Had 2 in the road win against Anthem, and Hilsenbeck is perfect again from short range. The bonus point, 5 matches for Chicago. They've hit the bonus point for tries in all 5 in the first half. A wagon right now.
They didn't even need 40 minutes, Ben. Just give them 34 and they take care of business.
Exactly. I mean, how do you stop this side the way they're going? I know there's half the season left, and I know there's been, as Daniel's still in the bin, he's got about 2.5 left in his time for that yellow. But there's been a lot of discussion, and I'm sure Will and Christian may talk about it at halftime, and Claudia in there with him as well. But like, how do you stop this group? I mean, they seemingly have everything going. They haven't had any adversity this year, let's be honest.
That's right. I mean, you know, you ask them and they'll have their own version of adversity, but right now just looking like the top form or the top team, I should say, in the league, and rightfully so. And right now, Old Glory needs to get their hands back on the ball. Can they retain it for the better half of the last 5 minutes here? Starts right now.
There's the take and the immediate hit by the try scorer, Mason Flesh. And you see the reaction of Ruben de Haas there. Chicago getting it back, and Abel in the mix again.
Side.
What a win off of that ball. We talked about the kicking battle earlier. Chicago nabs that one immediately, and just a little bit more game management. March down the field. Can they go off of another line out? Old Glory, they have to be asking themselves some questions right now. They need to step up right here.
Chicago Hounds averaging 47.5 points a match. Ridiculous numbers. And their average margin of victory has been that 47.5 to 20, basically 22.5. 22.7, 24.8 to be exact. That has been what they have done to dismantle the 4 sides that they have played so far this season.
Okay, up now.
Can DC hang on here?
No, he's on the same one. Yeah.
Rumble got through there. Now to Haas. Good spin, good touch to Devoto. Tavide Lepetti there. To Haas quickly in there, so good getting in there. Now Fourie on hat-trick watch. Got those 2 tries for the Hounds. Here in the final 4 minutes. Trying to suck some more life out of DC here. There's Lepetti trying to extend, can't. Good job by Colin Gross, the former West Pointer, in there. Hilsenbeck now, look out to the edge. This one will be home and down. Ollie Devoto, he touches the soil at SeatGeek Stadium. His 2nd try of the season, and it's 33-21 Chicago.
And just like that, you're seeing now Corey Daniel coming back on, but boy, 2 tries in 10 minutes, making DC suffer, making them pay. And you don't often see Devoto on the end of the tries because he's always the one setting them up. But take a look here, the forwards did the damage. It's the opposite of the last try. And then just quick hands, Webster mid-tackle gets his hands free. Now let's look at it from the back. Just simple skills, but so perfectly executed. Devoto saying thank you to his teammates in the middle.
It's always noticeable with players that play this sport, these backs, but I'm seeing a lot of Brock Webster tonight in this area. The ability to just hang on until the very last second, as he did there, so impressive. As Hilsenbeck looks to convert yet another try. Capped by Germany, capped by the United States, as we mentioned, in his international career. And that right boot getting a workout here tonight. And Hilsenbeck, his first blemish of the night, but a big try here late in the first half, Bree, to put the Chicago side up now by 12.
Yeah, 12-point difference, that's massive. You were up, or excuse me, you were tied originally, but just that last try was a thing of beauty when you talk about textbook skills. Rugby can be such a complicated game. It looks like such a complicated game, but when you're able to just have such perfect micro skills, you're able to master those basics, that's when it makes it look pretty. That's when you get tries that look as easy as that one right there.
3 consecutive tries here from Chicago in the 28th, 33rd, and 37th. Time in the sin bin has been served by Corey Daniel. DC here would love to go the distance here. About 56 meters away or thereabouts. Lefebvre gets it back. Robertson. Now Peyton Wall underneath it. Beg your pardon, Webster over there. Hilsenbeck now. They get a piece. Chance here for Old Glory to hop back on it about where they had it. They're able to do so into the hands of Hoyland there. Now John Lefebvre from the base. Back to the big men.
No, you lost it now.
Carry there from Connor Robinson, their hooker, number 2. DC trying to put one in here late stages. Ben Benasso. Oh, he's a tough runner, is Ben Hameen, as he's known. Good offload there. Lefebvre, little dummy there. Robertson's got a try. Came back in the 8th minute in this first half, and we got a stoppage here, Brain. It's going to be Chicago ball.
Yeah, and I think Lefebvre just wasn't on the same page as everyone else. Tried to go a sneaky little box kick on that same side, but no one was there, and it just went straight out of bounds. It's unfortunate because Old Glory were starting to build a little bit of momentum on their attack again. They're playing a lot off of Robertson, which is allowing them to open up on the outside. And you saw a couple of phases where they were actually behind the defensive line. So getting back to where they were doing things well earlier in the first half, but now they've got to withstand. They can't let any more points go in this last play.
Line out here for Theo Forey. In there to Brandon Harvey.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a taste with USA last year. Late in the season. Strong last week. Second straight start for the Lock. Number 4. Had a try in the victory over Seattle. Into the red here in this first half.
Yeah.
DeHaas getting instruction. He says, all right, we'll take this lead into the locker room. And a big first half for that man there, Bree, is the Chicago Hounds on top here. Their second home match of the season, 33-21. They lead Old Glory DC at halftime on Dog Night at SeatGeek Stadium.
To put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
What a first half of Major League Rugby action we've had. Chicago Hounds, but this is the big incident against Old Glory DC. Yellow card to USA Eagle Corey Daniel, and from that moment, 10 minutes in the sin bin for Corey. DC are down to 14 players, and Chicago made use of it. 3 tries within 10 minutes. Christian Dyer here in the studio, former USA Eagle himself. What a moment, what a turn of events for Chicago in that first half.
Absolutely. All of DC's hard work in the first 20 minutes is now irrelevant. That yellow card changed everything, and Chicago has a fire in their belly.
Yeah, complete momentum shift. And I have a feeling we'll be seeing the momentum shift until the very last minute here as we take a look at the head-to-head for the first half. Of course, the tries scored are obvious. The carries, pretty big difference there, big difference in the meters made. But Old Glory did look good, Christian, in that first half to start.
Oh, first 20 minutes, I was super impressed, especially with Humphreys. Well, I know you're going to go into it, but big hits, turnovers, and those boys were flying first 20 minutes.
Well,
not now.
Well, I know, and we talked it up in the pre-game show just about how good the DC defense was and is coming into this game, ultimately. And then Perry Humphreys, 2 massive hits, a big turnover play by him. And we were saying, like, DC are, even though they haven't had the ball a lot, their defense was giving them control, which was giving them points. Yep. But we can't get away from that yellow card.
Yeah, they turned it into offense, but then instantly, once we had that yellow card, it was the instant try you saw in the 36th minute. And Bree said it was just the skill, textbook skills. You could see Chicago feeling themselves there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Chicago feeling themselves going into that halftime locker room. But we're just taking a look at some of the moments from Perry Humphreys, his defense creating opportunity for DC. When you think about how they're going to get back into this game, Christian, DC, how they're going to do it, I mean, they've got to rely on this man making monster hits again.
Yep. No, it's capitalizing on opportunities. It's keeping the energy and the intensity on the defensive front. It's sticking to what they were doing well the first 20 minutes, and it's minimizing penalties.
And for what it's worth, they are winning in the tackle department, 99-40, almost 80% tackle success rate. They just got to put it all together and avoid those penalties in the second.
Well, we're going to have a short break coming up. Do join us. More analysis of the first half and also second half coming up here on Sunday Night Rugby. Join us after this.
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Rugby on ESPN. Chicago Hounds leading at home against Old Glory DC. Shout out to the fans in the stands enjoying the home squad, and shout out to all of you watching. You can follow us at US MLR on Instagram. We're on the Twitter. Is that what it's called? No, X, right, Will? I look to you. You're the dad. You don't know. TikTok, YouTube. You can hashtag MLR2026. We love to throw your tweets and your pictures up here. Any way to get involved. We love our fans, don't we?
We do love our fans. A reminder that the old mate is up for grabs. Chicago in the lead at the moment. Can they hold on to it? Quick one from you, though, Christian Dyer here in the studio. You mentioned just before the half in terms of what DC need to do to flip it round. Discipline is going to be key. Yep. Is it for both sides now going into the second half?
Absolutely. What I think they need to do is slow down the pace at which Chicago's playing. Ruben DeHaas is loving getting this lightning quick ball. They have to slow down in the breakdown.
Seeing the fan cam come in there from SeatGeek Stadium. Second half is only moments away. Back with Ben Holden, Brie Kim. We will take a short break. Do not go anywhere. Look at the dogs. They're in town. Can the Hounds keep hold of the lead?
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Rugby. It is a dog day afternoon, turning evening, about 15 miles southwest of downtown Chicago in the Midwest in the United States, and certainly welcome all of those that are watching around the world. New Zealand on Sky Sports and elsewhere, Canada, the UK, and Ireland. Let's check in with a guy that's been to all those places. Our Scrum Yoda, Alex Corbicero. Corbs, what are you taking away from Map 1?
Well, Ben, it's been a very exciting match. The weather's allowed it to be great for the fans and enjoying it, but halftime messages. When I went to Old Glory, I spoke to head coach Simon Cross. I said, what do you make of it? And he said one word: collisions. He's been happy with the control. He's been happy with them taking their chances. but collisions in the 22 is letting down Old Glory DC, and that is what he needs to see for this team to do better. He's been happy with the defense further out on the edges when Chicago have gone wide. They've shut that down, but the contact area and a little bit of the maul is really putting them under the grinder, especially when they had the yellow card. When you look at Chicago Hounds, their message is very different. They started the game a little expansive. I went and spoke to them around the water break. I said, what are the messages coming up top? They said, back to basics. Stop the expansiveness, go direct, use their physicality, and that's what you started to see in that end run where they started to run away with the score. It's going to be an exciting second half. Chicago are going to look more the same, where Ken DC shut down that momentum of Chicago and continue to create chances.
Corbs, I thought another great point you made is something that was in our group chat that we had about the front row in the loose of Chicago. They've been dynamite. There's Simon Cross, and Bree, you heard Corbs say one word from Cross, collisions inside of the 22, and that's got to improve. Corbs, you want to add a little bit there on what I just mentioned that you shared with us?
Well, if I was their front row coach here coming in at halftime, I'd say, lads, absolute outstanding. The scrum's been dominant, the maul's been good, and where the front row have stood up for me is in the contact area. All three of them have been carrying, have been banging in D and turning turnovers, as well as doing the hard stuff. And if you're a connoisseur of the sport, that is really outstanding, the performances that front row have put together in that half. Can they back it up? That is the question we'll have to find out.
Corbs, I'm curious, we're showing Chris Latham on the screen right now. Did he have one word for you at halftime? And if so, what was it, or what did he tell you if you had a chance to visit with him?
Basics. He said basics. Back to the basics. What this team does well. Go back to their DNA. They need to be the Chicago blueprint. When they play their basics right, it sets everything up. If they go away from that, it starts to unravel a little bit. So he said it all starts with their bread and butter, their basics, their nuts and bolts, Ben.
Great stuff. That's Alex Corbicero, former British and Irish Lion, with us. Great to have Corbs in Chicago, or in Bridgeview outside of Chicago. Ben Holden, Bree Kim, Reese Edwards leading the charge in our studio. The one and only Reese Edwards. We got Will Hooley, we got Claudia Bellafato, and
all good. Thanks.
The former Jesuit Marauder, Cal Bear, and
it's all good.
USA Eagle and MLR player Christian Dyer in the studio with them tonight. You'll hear from them in our post-game portion of the match. Sunday Night Rugby, Chicago on top, 33-21. Ali Devoto under that for the take. He had a try in that first half, Bree, that saw Chicago get 5 tries. That's now 14 tries in their last 3 halves of rugby. I mean, can this side be stopped? That is what I want to know.
Well, I think we will find out in the next 40 minutes, Ben, but goes right back into Damian Hoyland's hand. This guy was electric in the first half, had 11 carries between him and Perry Humphreys and Jason Robertson, who has the ball right now. That's what they've got to go back to if they want to get more points on the board.
We'll revisit some of the things Bree and I talked about. As Chicago gets another win here, just over halfway. Didn't release it in time. You said number 1 offense, number 1 defense. We're seeing the number 1 offense have the edge there. The offensive attack for DC, that's got to be better, as Corbs told us, from Simon Cross to collisions. And the other point from you, Chicago, any wrinkles? Have you seen anything new from them, or do you think they will do anything new in half 2?
Well, I think what we saw in the first half, especially in the beginning, Chicago was going from the bottom of your screen to the top of your screen, trying to go left and expand the edge, hit the edge through Brock Webster and the like. And that's where you saw DC getting some turnovers, shutting them down. And I think that's exactly what Corbs was just telling us from Latho, saying, all right, we got to get back to the basics. That is not working for us. That's the additional wrinkle that they were trying to bring in. Right now, not working for them. So to go back to what they're doing so well and going through the front row carries. They've had 22 carries in the first half, trying to get more than the back row, which has had 24 carries in the first half. Competition right there.
Yep, here come the Hounds. Good stuff. And Ruben de Haas right to it. Oworu in there on the clean out, helping out. Lepetti took it from Hilsenbeck. Chris Hilsenbeck, 4 of 5 off the tee on conversions in that 5-try first half. Charlie Abel had 1. He's having a big offensive year, is Charlie Abel. 3 tries now, had just 1 last year. Here's Mark O'Keefe having a big year as well for Chicago. That right winger for the Hounds. Theo Forey is on hat-trick watch. Down to the floor he went. Hilsenbeck now into the hands of Awaru. Allows to Haas to get in there. Nifty little play there and a big hit delivered by Ngali. Certainly known for that big shot. Bounce right off, trying to strip the ball was Ngali. And he was able to do so. Knocked down by Chicago.
And this is what they were just talking about, was the collisions, right? They have to win the collisions in their own 22. Ngali led the team in the first half with the most number of tackles. Take a look here. He's just helping finish off that tackle that started from Daniel and Mullen and was able to rip that ball over. So not only finishing the tackle, but then getting that ball, ripping it out. Good to see him make the most of it. He's been on the bench so far this season, but telling Simon Cross, showing Simon Cross that he deserves to start this time, and he's had a really good showing so far.
His 65th MLR start, to your point, Bree, tonight. Getting back into the 15. Big possession here for Old Glory DC. Down a dozen. Every point's going to matter in this 10-round MLR season. They need one to get the bonus point. Another good carry turned in there from Damian Hoyland. Hoyland to try score in the opening half. He scored in the 20th minute. There's Ngali. Big collision outside of the 22, but they're almost always big with him. He is a big boy. Lefebvre sends it skyward there. Pressure coming there, short kick, but it comes back into the hands of DC. 93rd cap for the 34-year-old Paul Mullen. A little bit of space now. Look out, big hit, bouncing right off that ball down on the floor. It was Devoto, and Devoto slow to get up, favoring his right side of his body there as Denhu comes in, and they'll check on him.
Yeah, someone we haven't mentioned yet in this game, but has been playing for quite some minutes now is Ross Depperschmidt.
Yeah.
You see, he was able to get the quick hands off, able to keep his hands free despite that, and you just saw O'Keefe with that knock. So Old Glory will remain in possession, and right now I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. They seem much more back in control. But can they get into the attacking half now?
So Devoto getting himself gathered and back into things. And into the set for Chicago. What a beautiful kick he made in that match you and I did in Nashville. Dropped that thing right in the bucket into the hands of Flashu. Got it into the hands of DeHaas, who did the rest with an emphatic finish. Here's John Lefebvre now in the scrum for DC.
Give it to me.
Give it to me, he says.
And immediately look, Chicago continuing where they left off. They get the early engaged call. Turn that ball over on the set piece.
Our guy in Toronto, James Dealey, 5 tries in 20 minutes. Guy has built a database, does an incredible job as a fan. I've spoken to him many times over the years. Great to hear from James. Get your tweet on the air, hashtag MLR 2026. Maple Leafs are out of the playoffs, so he's all about rugby.
No,
He's all about rugby anyways. I'm sure he'll appreciate the comment about the Leafs. Nevertheless, we play on here in the 47th minute now. Rumble. Scarborough, Ontario, where he's from, a tough town, and he's a tough customer. Hilsenbeck now back into the 22, Bree. That talking point we've had, the collisions in the 22. DC's got to hang up here and hold on.
Yeah, and Bonasso just had a good tackle there, but can they sustain it?
That's forward, though. Forward. Look to me, yep.
And that's good pressure. That's exactly what they want to do. And look, it's the risk reward. I mean, initially it looked like maybe Chicago was going to be home free, but O'Keefe just a little too excited there as we take another look. Oh, just unfortunate pass from Flesh there. You could see he immediately wanted that one back, but Old Glory doing just enough to force the error here. But can they sustain, can they survive the scrum? Can they adjust from that last call where they got caught being early and then turned over that ball?
Scrum numbers in half number 1. Chicago
Coach.
1-3. DC 1, just 1. Another one here. John Lefebvre to put in.
Sit. Ball's there.
Ben Benasso.
Now you lost it. Leave it, Green. Yeah, ball's there.
Battle for it there in the breakdown. Not many options there for Lefebvre.
Use it.
The best there, they nearly got that. It was Harvey, and I think Harvey did get it. Another battle for it, DC. Corey Daniel able to gather it in. Good work out of him. But it was knocked on by Chicago.
You can see Rumble just asking for him to clean it up around the breakdown.
1-3.
So out of the match comes Paul Mullen, number 3 there, at the tight head prop position, up front in that front row for Old Glory.
Okay, let's go.
Good. 34-year-old checking out. Luke White is now in. A couple of weeks ago, he had his 100th career cap in Nashville. Tonight becomes the second Chicago Hound to ever reach 50. He's the big dog in that room, from what we're told. It's on dog night here tonight at SeatGeek Stadium for the Hounds. John Lefebvre.
Now leave it.
Big dog in his own right, Tavita Nangali. Fave looking right, playing it right, short inside with it there. Callie Martinez.
Turnover is good.
Turnover from Chicago. Been playing in this portion here for the last 5 minutes. Chicago on the front porch. Can they kick this one home? Flesh trying to offload, couldn't. DeHaas digs through and gets it free to Fourie. There's big Luke White.
No, you had the ball.
Devoto to Rumble. Martinez greets him with a big shot to the body. Lepetti. DeHaas spinning it, pinning it right onto the hip there of Devoto. Charlie Abel advantage here for the Hounds, says referee David Vasilevu.
Good steal, but high tackle. High.
And remember, that all started from Rumble's initial win just a few phases ago. Old Glory trying to play it softball from Lefebvre off the ruck to one of the big men in the forwards. But Rumble was ready for that. Want to go back to playing off of their 10 a little bit more. Right now, they just can't escape their defensive 22. Right now, though, looking at the king of the dog pack.
The big dog.
Milestone after milestone.
Yep, mentioned Mac Jones, the first to do it. Jones not even in the lineup tonight. And I'm going to go back to something we talked with Chris Latham about. He said, sometimes I'm going to make a guy's week and maybe his career, but then I got to take somebody out. And Mac Jones was the guy that came out this week, one of them for the Hounds. Flesh to take. Always tougher players going through that. Penalty here going the way of DC. So they're holding their own here. Still down 12 here in the 51st, and little after the whistle stop.
Hold on.
Lucas Rumble in there.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Come. Skipper, wait. Skipper, come. Yeah. All right.
Bart Vermeulen, he's in the red scrum cap. He came in a few moments ago to replace Paul Mullen.
No need to push it. He'll give you the ball, but no need to push it. Yeah, we'll just stop that. Holding.
Look, when you're the captain of either side, you're going to make sure that you're protecting your guys. And referee just trying to quell the antics or the cheekiness after the ball, but that's never going to work, right?
Lucas Rumble Such a warrior. 65 caps with Canada. His 87th cap in MLR tonight. Of course, he spent many years with the side, the Toronto Arrows, and the province he's from in Canada, in Ontario, for coming to Chicago, and they love him. He is tough as nails, great guy, great leader for the Chicago Hounds side. Here's DC now trying to get a little bit of breathing room here. Devoto wrestles the ball carrier down to the floor. That was John Rizzo, his 40th cap tonight. Rick Rose, his 30th cap tonight in Major League Rugby. Started with Miami. First overall pick out of St. Bonaventure 3 years ago. Robertson, nifty little ball. Here comes Hoyland now. Robertson, Nungali. Oworu tried to get him, tried to chip him. He missed him, flesh at him initially. Now Old Glory. Big strong run from Corey Daniel there. Devoto took him down. Benasso. DC came in. They had struggled to score. They've got 3 tonight. Looking for a 4th here to chip away at a 12-point deficit and get themselves that try bonus point here.
No, leave it.
Big man Cali Martinez with that carry, their loose head prop number 1. Good ball there into the hands of Ben Benasso. Boston born. Got an injured Chicago player down. Middle and top of your screen. Looked like Rumble. As Daniel, good offload from Corey Daniel. Here's Simon Cross. So far, you've given up nothing, Bree, and now you finally have it over halfway. Your team is held up and not allowed anything here in the half. There's Benasso into the hands of Rose. Lefebvre, Robertson looks off, keeps it. Lefebvre slipping on that pristine turf at SeatGeek Stadium. Nungali puts the head down. Into the collision he goes with Flesh. Robertson for Rick Rose. Rose greeted, dropped.
No advantage.
And I really liked that passage of play from Old Glory. It was long, it was arduous, and it took a lot of phases. But what impressed me the most is that they stayed organized through, of course, this captain we're seeing, Ben Benasso, who has been electric, especially on defense. And he helped the attack stay organized. When you think about playing off of multiple layers in the attack, when we talked about wanting to play through Jason Robertson more, you notice every time, almost every time he has the ball, he plays that ball in behind, and he's got forwards who are acting as dummy runners to kind of help sell the defense and keep them inside. That opens up the ability to play out wide. So Old Glory being able to expand and play off of the second layer of attack, slow and steady, but it gave them the positive meters, and now they're even further into their own attacking 22, and now you got this guy coming onto the field. That's what you want for this momentum.
Semi Kunitani, big number 20. Olympic gold medalist in sevens rugby. Great career he's had. He can change the match in a hurry. And they're wearing number 20. Here's Kunitani. Into the 22 goes DC. Bree and I talked about their struggles last week. This is an opportunity. They need to stick one in the try zone without question. Lefebvre. Played out, outside edge. They got help they wanted. Hoyland's going to carry himself. Plays it out there, turned it over. But into touch goes Webster. Heads up play from Rizzo.
You can just hear the communications, but let's just look back at it here. Again, expanding that ball, and Hoyland, oh, I thought he was going to keep that ball in hand, but Webster did such a good job plugging the channels right in the offload channel, takes that ball away, but because he was knocked out of bounds, Old Glory now still with a very exciting opportunity on their hands.
Down by 12, chance to get it to a one-try match with a converted try. Rose the take. Rick Rose, 19 line-out wins coming in the middle. The former body of St. Bonaventure. Trying to hang on and hold this thing up.
Yeah, it's going. It's going, yeah.
Koi Nelligan at the back. He's a new hooker in there trying to get free, and he does! Oh, Glory with a big-time try there. They talk about planting the flag, and they just stuck one in the ground there.
Break off.
33-26 is Nelligan. He's able to get home.
Well, let me tell you, Ben, Old Glory has come into the second half focused and ready to hunt again. They've regained control and then stayed so patient in this maul. You can see Lefebvre just waving them on, knew they had the momentum, and look at the celebrations there. They earned it. You can see Nelligan just gonna come off the right side of your screen. Oh, a beautiful finish from Old Glory. Still very much in this game.
And he's a guy, a DC native, originally drafted by San Diego, traded, and that kick is a very difficult kick, but it's now a 7-point match, a converted try, the difference, and there's Koi Nelligan there, his 34th career cap and his 6th career try. DC had to have that. And they earned it because they had to defend and then work their way down.
Yeah, that was a must-convert moment. Simon Crosby very happy with that. Again, just more possession on the ball and more efficient, positive meters on the ball. And being able to play that multi-layered attack and converting there bodes very well for the next 23 minutes.
7-point match here in the 58th. Couple of minutes away from the hydration break here in half number 2.
Use it!
Just 2 matches this weekend because California and Anthem played that, to use a college football term, that week 0 match that you and I and Corbs were at in California back in late March. So they both have the bye this week. And you and I were talking to Christian Dyer before the night got going here, and he said, hey, don't count out California. He thinks that group's going to be really good if they can get some things tightened up in their forward group. But you and I saw Chicago put it on California, double them up there, 48-24 in their home opener a few weeks ago.
You need to open up.
Yeah.
You need,
Talk about
you need to stay in
that
line.
decisive win, but it's also,
let's go. Come in.
it's week 6. You think about the health of each team.
Yep.
Those teams really just so happy to get into the break there. And you talk about a team like Chicago.
Tackle!
You know, you had multiple guys from last week not even make the 23, and actually same thing on Old Glory. It's just how competitive, especially with the international limits here. I mean, McLean Jones, right? First guy to get 50 caps for Chicago, but misses out. Aurora just had a lights-out performance last week. And then you talk about another guy, Wilton Rabalu, who also was immense, but you know, Latho said we just couldn't find another international spot. Talk about a shot from a big international guy.
Oh my goodness, Nagali.
Leave it wide.
Kunatani lowered the boom the first time, and then Nagali the second time. Corey Daniel in there. So you want to be a rugby player, huh?
Yeah, he's pushing it into him. Ball's there.
Don't know how they get up sometimes from these hits they take. The pounding they take. DeHaas with the right. Contested ball. Good job to get back there and get underneath that. Rizzo. Here's the hits we were talking about with Kunatani and Ngali. That was Ngali there, Bree.
Yeah, second one on Ngali, and like you said, Kunatani just before that. That's the pressure you're trying to create. Oh, just lined him up perfectly, and that's what Old Glory does so well. They're so organized. They create that pressure, drive the guys back.
Okay, we'll do hydration now. Hydration now. We'll do hydration now.
Well, each side with a bonus point for 4 tries. DC got theirs on the last passage. Can they get back in it even more? They're down 7 as we've hit the hydration break in Bridgeview.
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Rugby on Dog Day afternoon, now turn night. Ben Holden, Bree Kim. Let's check in with Alex Corbacero, pitch side. Corbs, what do you got for us?
Old Glory are starting to come back into this game, guys, and it's been a theme in this second half. They've kept the Hounds pretty much scoreless, and Simon Cross has got to be pretty happy with what he's seeing there. The collisions have definitely improved. The bringing on of Kunatani and him and Nakali together have been absolutely lighting stuff up and calling them the Legion of Bula. The 2 Fijian players really throwing it down there. But that's been the story of the game for me. They've started to control collisions. They've tried to hold on at the maul and actually stop Chicago a bit more, which has been bothering them in the first half. They sacked, which was a different technique. And I think they've adapted well. Chicago now, are they going to take control? Or are they going to allow DC to keep playing this game? That's kind of what I'm waiting to see right now. Are they going to do what they did in the first half? They gave away the first 20 minutes to DC, and then they took it back by the scruff of the neck. That's what you're going to expect from them, especially if they can lean on their forward pack.
And Corbs, just enlighten the viewers at home. You said that DC sacked at that last maul. Can you just walk us through what that means?
So obviously at the sack is an option. So at the maul, you're allowed to one-person tackle the jumper going up. So the minute that he lands on the floor, instead of hitting the maul, which is the traditional defense, you're actually able to try and sack it and pull that guy down in a one-on-one tackle. The key is that you have to do it immediately as he hits the floor, and none of your other players can touch the jumper. They can touch lifters, but not the jumper, and it's a different tactic because it's high risk reward, because if they survive the sack, you're in trouble. But it's definitely a little nuance or a niche that they changed, and the first maul shot that Chicago had, they took it right down, and then DC got the penalty. So for me, I've seen adjustments from DC that are starting to crawl their way back into this game. The bench is more lively. They're the louder bench of the 2 teams. Chicago need to go back and put their foot on the pedal to get really the momentum back in this one.
That is why Alex Corbacero is the Yoda of the scrum. Awesome stuff, Corbs. I learned something from all of you every time I'm around you. That is amazing stuff. Now I know what a sack is.
There you go.
That's great stuff. So now back to it here. Hilsenbeck is going to tee one up here from about 35 meters here. 62nd minute. Chicago on top by 7. They led by 12 at halftime. The only scoring so far, Bree, has been that Nelligan try in the 56th minute. Hilsenbeck 4 of 5 from the tee in the opening half. Trying to make it a 2-possession match once again. The strike from Chris Hilsenbeck is money right down Michigan Avenue if you're familiar with Chicago. And Hilsenbeck off the tee in the match overall, 5 out of 6 now.
So critical, right? Especially in that midfield. And I think Hilsenbeck was kicking into the dog stands. As we know, it is dog day, and they're all concentrated in that one section. How good. If only Corbs could be there too, I'm sure he would love that.
So a 10-point lead now. Chicago, of course, make it, take it right back with it. Look at Rumble. Lucas Rumble.
Get it back.
Dropped there by Vermeulen. Charge down, Hilsenbeck able to get it down the pitch. Pretty good kick, and it's mishandled back there. DC now trying to come back and counter with a try is what they're after. Cutting back inside, that's Harley Wheeler. 5 years he played with Nola Gold in MLR. 44 cap, another massive hit there. Charlie Abel still getting after it. Robertson. Boylan. Daniel took a shot to make a play. Sometimes you got to do that. John Lefebvre. Yet to see Kunatani get a carry. And Abel. Oh, that looked up high on Bonasso. And Bonasso still down. Here's the first carry on cue for Semi Kunatani. Waldo yanks it out of there. And it's going to be a knock-on going back to DC, says David Vasalevu, our man in the middle tonight, Bree.
And he's just going to go back to the knock, and you wonder, is Old Glory going to challenge that?
Pardon?
I mean, remember, they only have one, but oh. I mean, that was the big shot that we saw from Charlie Abel earlier, but just take a look here. Again, that was Abel, but just this time, I mean, head-to-head contact.
Number 9.
Will they take a look?
Yeah. Yeah, line out.
And remember, the last review, that was initiated from Chicago, putting the challenge forward. So we just take another look here. Hard to see from that angle, but lots of pressure. Will they go for it?
Looked like it was right on the chin to me, and it sounds like DC is going to challenge. And I would challenge this too, wouldn't you?
So we've got a team challenge by
And that's not a good sign.
DC for high tackle.
Ruben DeHaas, little giddy up in his step, going off the pitch. So now Vasalevu goes over with the ARs. Mike Lawrenson, David Zachariah to the referee review system area. The operators, James Harrison. Laws analyst tonight is Amelia Luciano.
And
we'll get to her in a moment.
I think that's a critical. This is a critical moment. You have to challenge this at this time because, look, it's. I mean, we'll see what the referee crew decides on this. But if they win this challenge, that could mean another person down. You get the man advantage. That's what you're gambling with right now.
Get me that one more, Jimmy. Yeah, that one, that's the one. Slow. Just head contact. Yeah, just head on head.
So hard to make those plays coming at the speed they're coming, but
drop down. He's not in the same height as that. The green place above. So I'm going.
I mean, it gets him on the chin.
Yellow card to green. What number is that, Jimmy? Number 3. Low degree of danger, so I'm going number 3, green, yellow card. Yeah.
That is our best look. Great camera work, great work by our tape room. Here's the verdict.
We've got number 3, green, head contact, low degree of danger. We're gonna give a yellow card, and then DC stays with their challenge. Number 3, yeah. Number 3, yeah. Okay, now you clear off. I'm gonna look at them. Yeah. So it's the same thing. He's not in a good height to go down, but the guy is dropped too, so I'm going yellow card.
Initial was he hit chest first?
No, it's on the head. It's on the head. It's on head on head. So yeah, yellow card. Thanks. Yeah, sure. So can I have a mark, Jimmy?
There's the verdict. Charlie Abel gets the yellow. He'll be in there until the 75th minute. So he's off. Let's bring in Amelia Luciano, who's our laws analyst tonight. Amelia, did you see that? Did you think when you saw it live that was a yellow card?
To me, I agree. I think that there was parity in this challenge to what Chicago had challenged earlier. So same thing, it's going to be head contact. This time it was head on head. It is foul play because the player could have been lower. The tackler could have been lower. And the referee has done a good job explaining why that's a yellow card. It's because he's seeing it as a low degree of danger. So he thinks it's not high. And so we're starting at a yellow card threshold.
Awesome. Thank you, Amelia. We appreciate it. Great insight from Amelia Luciano, our laws analyst tonight. Bree, I know you want to react to what Amelia said there.
No, I think it's fantastic insight from Amelia on the parity of the calling, right? We saw pretty much the exact same situation unfold in the first half as she explained. And so I think if we saw a different outcome come out of that situation, that I think I would have had a problem with that. It would have been interesting to argue, but I'm just glad that we don't have to do that. But unfortunate scene that we just saw, it looked like it might have been Nangali that was down.
It is. I think he was favoring his right forearm. That shot we had, I'm sure we'll get some looks back. We'll give those to you if and when we can.
And now we just take a step back and we think about the bigger picture. We have 15 minutes left in the second half. 2-possession game, as you said, Ben. And now Chicago's down one person. We saw what Chicago did to Old Glory when Corey Daniel went to the bin. Can Old Glory do the same thing to Chicago? That's the question.
That is the question, BK. And Nangali, you see the pain he's in. Katie Brodka and Lanny Hernandez, the medical trainers for DC Old Glory. Always like to give those folks, those men and women, a shout out for what they do to keep these men together. And this does not look good, because there are a lot more people coming out on the pitch. As Semi Kunitani, Corbs just talked about the friendship between those two. Let's watch here. He's number 5 there, Bree. Goes in. Oh, boy. Oh, that's tough to see. That's tough to see. That arm went away. It shouldn't have went. That is not good for Tavita Nangali. That is very unfortunate, seeing that replay.
It's really hard to see, as you said, Ben.
Yes, it is.
Unfortunately, I've done the exact same thing. And
hence the scar on your right arm.
And look, you've got all those people out because they're just trying to stabilize that. But man, you look back, you look just at the stats right now and what Nangali has done. I mean, he is leading the team, still continuing to lead. 21 tackles so far in this match. And oh, look at that guy, just hoping that everything is okay.
It's a good looking boy right there. Dog day afternoon turned into evening at SeatGeek Stadium, home of the Chicago Hounds. And they will play the 2026 MLR Championship. And Tavita Nangali walking off under his own power. You hope for the best, because, again, that arm went a direction it shouldn't have went when he planted, as he gets taken off the pitch here in the 66th minute. And Bree talked about how great he's played. Obviously, we saw why Simon Cross said, you're going in this week, and he's been dynamite. Wish the best for him.
Yeah, and look, he's in the USA pool, right?
And look who's there.
And we're looking at head coach Scott Lawrence, who unfortunately has to write a sad note about one of his pool player guys.
So Scott Lawrence, who, little known fact, Bree, you know I'm proud of my state where I'm from. He is from a tiny town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan called Pickford. It's about 20 miles south of the Canadian border. Of all places, the head coach of USA Rugby, they don't even have a rugby program up there. Amazing stuff, and a big year for Scott and the Eagles coming up this year, but a big 14 minutes to go here for this Old Glory DC side, putting, I wouldn't say pressure, but they're in this match, and they're down 10. If they could score again, they would really put the pressure on Chicago.
Yeah, and as Scott looks on, we just saw a view of the Old Glory scrum. Bill Whiteside in number 19 coming in. This is his first appearance of the season. He's been with Old Glory, came from Lindenwood and USA Under-23s, but he's got to step up to the task. He's got to win those collisions, but right now, O'Keefe dictating his carry.
Chicago, this is about as far as Chicago's gotten in this second half. They've been in this part of the park for many minutes here in the second half, but DC has either come up with penalties or they've forced turnovers. Lepetti. And that was what Corbs told us initially from Simon Cross. Win the collisions, they win again, they get another penalty going their way.
Yeah, and they win this ball back, but scary sight to see Ben Bonasso outside of the ruck just a moment ago. You have to imagine they're going to do an HIA on him. He did not look well off of that one.
Yeah.
But we go back to this game at hand, and we know the 10-point difference as Cross tries to figure out his strategy. But Chicago, look, they've not been in a close match all season. This is a totally different test for them now.
Yeah. Well, I used the word earlier, adversity. I mean,
I think he's
many wouldn't say it's adversity when you're leading by 10, but what you've done to the opposition in the other 4 matches, I would say this is the first hint of adversity they've had.
Absolutely, and look, adversity can come in all sorts of forms, right? But you are going to see Colin Gross come back on. You see Bonasso coming back off, and certainly hope that the captain is all right. But
are we all good on the sides?
Some unexpected changes for Old Glory in this minute. So this is another little challenge that they have to fight through if they want to come out on top.
The other one being Ngali, who just went on a couple of minutes ago. There's Colin Gross, Washington State product, his home state. 53rd career cap for him tonight in that back row.
And you see Kunatani now moving to the 8-man position there too.
Coach!
It's a lot of boy.
Mine! Sit!
Well, pretty clear and obvious who won that battle. Chicago, apologize for the language, as that one came down, and the Hounds get the victory there, doing the job in the scrum.
Points. Goal.
That is a huge win right there for Chicago, and we just talked about the little micro challenge that Old Glory had right there with 2 guys unexpectedly coming off. They didn't really have time to come together as a pack to get ready for that scrum, and you could see that it shows. Immediately gets penalized, and now you're giving Hilsenbeck another opportunity right in front of the post.
From 22. Only blemish, a misconversion in the first half. Strike from Hilsenbeck, and right in front, drills it. Another 3 points.
9 and 1.
39-26 Chicago here, with just over 11 minutes remaining in the match.
And still a 2-possession game, but obviously a little bit more difficult. But what a take from the winger, Rizzo, able to turn over that ball.
Pulled back now, DC outside. Here they come. Playing into the hands of Harley Wheeler. Now running it. Scrum half is Aiden Ridgway. Made his debut in week 4 against Anthem. He's a player that's drafted, came up through the pathway system. Big tackle on Rick Rose there. Ridgway works it outside. Corey Daniel, good carry from Daniel. Former Tar Heel.
Now you're on the player.
Ridgway laying it back. Looking for some help. Plays into the hands of Koi Nelligan. Heavy run there. That's for Mullen. 20th cap in his career. Played with NOLA previous 2 seasons. Good clean out in there from Hoyland. Ridgway, another carry. For Mullen says, no 9, I'll play 9. And a prop doing the damage in there. Here's Kunatani. Semi Kunatani. Chicago on top 13. They could get it back to a one converted try match with a converted try here. There's reaching to the line and getting home and dotting it down there is John I beg your pardon, that's 10, not 11. Looked like a 1 when he was down. That's Robertson for the 2nd time tonight.
Oh, we've had a game all night, Ben. And much to our entertainment, Old Glory staying in the fight. Take a look here. The forwards getting the job done. Some really good, nice positive meters. Picking so quickly off the ruck. Robertson dummies the pass out wide, spots that little gap, is able to beat Owaru, and dot it down, reaching over. And now, coming to the kick, can he convert? But it sounds like Chicago is going to challenge this first.
Okay.
So call on the pitch.
Is it two
A
faces to the
second try for Robertson.
Okay.
Vasilevu.
We've got a challenge from Chicago for double movement.
There you have what he's looking at. What do you think, Bree?
Well,
without seeing it back yet, putting you on the spot.
Look, Robertson got tackled clearly short of the line, and what I saw in that moment was his right arm coming swimming over with the ball to dot it down. To me, that looked clean, but there's a reason I'm not a referee, Ben, so.
That makes two of
This is
us.
the last
Here's
double
another
movement.
look.
Yeah, it is under review.
So the move by Nelligan there, is that what?
No, right here, take a look. So he swims over, tackled,
Oh, yeah.
but I think the question is, does he scoot forward on the ground to dot that down? And of course, Chicago, you got to challenge that because there's 10 minutes left.
Yep.
If you lose that challenge, it doesn't matter. That's the gamble you have to take.
It's the one on the try.
Of course, you know where Robertson stands on it. 8-point match now as we get some more looks here.
Let it go, Jimmy.
And it is, Ben, it is on Nelligan, so maybe you should be a referee. Switch off your roles here, but it's on Nelligan. It's on, I think, the extra roll there, not Robertson, so good spot there.
He's short, but he moves his hand forward and rounds the ball.
Can we just confirm the time? 70-30. It's this one here.
Okay.
This one, 16.
Yeah. Get me the run again. So it's not on the try one.
So that's when Koikoi Nelligan went in and down to the floor there.
You stick with the try and they lose the challenge. Oh, 7:38. So it's the try one.
Yeah, we already reviewed it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm okay. I have a decision. Okay, I have a decision. The try stays, and then Chicago loses their challenge, and we'll continue the kick.
All right, so there is the verdict. David Vasilevu. We're going to get to Amelia Luciano here in a moment to get her reaction and what she saw in that after we get this kick from Robertson. This is a massive kick here. 8-point match, Robertson. Veteran, 5 years with DC. Here comes Chicago. Robertson strikes it and off the post, and it did not go through. So it's still a 2-possession match. Jason Robertson can't believe it, but it's 39-31. DC getting it back. Bree, let's watch the kick pressure, then we'll go to Amelia for a reaction to the challenge.
You see the two runners here doing everything that they can, and they did enough. The joint off the right post, you can see immediately Robertson is bleeding and he's frustrated and he wants, look, of course you're gonna find something to blame it on, but man, that is a tough kick. That is pressure. Basco was one of those chasers. Remains a 2-possession match.
All right, let's bring in Amelia Luciano, our laws analyst tonight. Amelia, what did you see, number one, when the play happened live, and what was the reasoning for that call holding up on the pitch?
Yeah, so for me, that was a try all day. The player, once tackled, has the opportunity to place the ball or pass the ball in any direction, as long as it's with one movement. And that player reached out and grounded the ball pretty clearly. I think Chicago was looking to challenge because they had a challenge, and you don't want to leave any points on the table or off the table where they don't need to be.
Okay, we may be coming back to you momentarily because I think we've got another challenge. Thank you for that. So we'll let David Vasilevu make his way over and converse.
No, it's protocol. No. Yeah, we'll stay here. So they challenge the kick at goal, which is out of protocol. We'll still stay here for the knock-on.
Okay, so you just heard Vassilevou there say
and they lose the
they
challenge.
can't challenge that. And they lose the challenge. Bree.
I mean, that's tough, but you look, what Amelia just said, right? But in a different situation, you can't leave any points on the table. You got to do what you can. But right now, you have to defend this scrum. You have to make sure you don't give up a penalty here.
Sit. Let's go again now. You need to keep your feet up. He's there strong. He's strong mind, but you're going down. You've just
4-0 Chicago.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
They've been tested the most they've been tested all season.
Yeah.
It's going to be halfway home for the Hounds. 5 matches in 10 rounds this year in Major League Rugby. But they're on top by 8 here. Less than 7 to play in the match. Could be more. Who knows?
Coach! Bind!
See the replacement hooker there.
Sit!
Jackson Saybrook looks like he's ready to come in. Michael Baska.
Ball's there.
He's in at scrum half for Ruben de Haas. Penalty going, infraction going the way of Chicago here.
Straight off.
And Luke White loving that. Look at him right there, just that little celebration there.
Big dog barking. So Hilsenbeck, and you see White having a little bit of fun. Great to see all the dogs and the pups in the stadium tonight. So Chicago in this second half, Hilsenbeck with a 63rd minute and 69th minute penalty goal as Abel is in that doghouse, the sin bin. 22-meter attempt here for Hilsenbeck. Already a 2-possession match. This would make it even more challenging, obviously, if he can stick this and put it into double figures, and he does just that. Does the USA Eagle Chris Hilsenbeck, last year's top scorer in the league. So it's 11 now. So you got to have 2 tries with at least 1 conversion if you're DC.
That's some good math, Ben. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just looking like this potential win is starting to fade, or idea of a win is starting to fade away for DC, and now they're back to full strength. Abel on the pitch. Now it's just game management from the boys in green, keeping that ball in hand, trying to draw penalties, but you're not looking to do anything fancy. You want to keep that ball in these guys' hands.
Luke White down to the floor there. Michael Baska.
Yeah, up now.
Last week, 13 kicks in play from Baska. Kick for 420 meters. Hoyle in the take. If you're DC, you got to make a move here quick. Miscue on that pass, off the mark, scooped up. Exiting the 22 is Depperschmidt. Out of Flower Mound, Texas, down north of Dallas. Played his college rugby at Alabama. Connor DeVos there. 5th cap for him. Here comes Daniel, still going. He's a machine, is Corey Daniel. He was in the bin early in this match for Mullen. Rumble still in there going close to the full 80. He may go the full 80. Now Colin Gross. Wrapped up, dropped by Matawaru. Chicago trying to go to 5-0. Came in with a 3-point lead in the standings on Idle, California. Daniel, another carry. Didn't let go of the ball in time, and Chicago's got it back.
And though there's 4 minutes left, it just feels like that sealed the deal. You can see the celebration from Hilsenbeck. You see the celebrations between Awaru and Rumble. It's a massive stand in the last 10 minutes, especially with Abel in the bin and getting penalty after penalty, and now you just look to kill more time, go for the territory, take your time setting up this line out. Boy, what a match from Chicago.
That's Emmanuel Albert there, who been in this league quite some time, has Albert in his time with Houston 4 years, 65th cap tonight for Emmanuel. Played at Lindenwood. We talked to that man about him this week, and he said he's one of those guys. We talked earlier in the match, Bree, about sometimes you're going to break someone's heart, but other times you're going to give him a chance of a lifetime, and Albert's been finding a way to stay in the lineup because of his play.
Yeah, and look, it's just the hard work there. You get pushed by the depth of the squad.
same ball, play on.
Continuing to impress week in and week out. We just talked about how competitive it is to even win a spot in the 23. And so far, these guys doing an immense job helping finish out the game.
Jackson Zabrick the carry there for Chicago. Faithful at SeatGeek Stadium, showing their appreciation for their Chicago Hounds. Trying to get a third straight match of 50. Going to be a challenge to do now at 42, 42-31 here. Trying to put this one away. Baska, Rumble will go the distance tonight. Abel still in there. Start of the match was in the bin for 10. Here in the second half, Videla. He's come on here in the second half. Baska, Luke White. Double tackle on him. Nelligan helping out for DC. Scored earlier in the second half for Old Glory. Hilsenbeck going the distance. Lepetti took a heck of a shot there, looking for Matawaru, and Lepetti still down, as you see there.
Just taking that extra second to get up. It looks like he's all right. And you see Rumble just in the far right-hand corner of your screen. He has been so physical. I mean, that is his identity, right? But yeah, he has gone down multiple times in this match, just throwing everything he can on the field, making sure that his boys come out with the win tonight. And he's done so, but gotta hope that he's okay. It's just the recovery now afterwards. That's gonna be so important for this side.
Chicago Hounds the last 2 years kept out of the championship by the New England Free Jacks, who lost at home at Fort Quincy today to Seattle. And you talk to those in the know, as you and I do in this league, Bree, and everyone says Chris Latham, this franchise is on an absolute mission, and they're closing in on going 5 for 5 this season. This,
let's go.
The most they've been tested so far this season, though.
Yeah, and look, 42 points. You look at that and you're like, man, really, have they been tested? And they sure have. I mean, look at the number of points that DC has put up. That's a huge step forward for them as well. And so you know Latho is going to be very proud of his boys, but as you said, it's going to be the end of the season that is the ultimate prize, and right now they are just continuing to lay the groundwork.
Can they stay healthy? Can they avoid serious injuries? They've got a ton of depth. Here's DC with a scrum inside of their own 22, looking to exit here in the final minute. Bree, I know player of the match is always something you're doing numbers on throughout the match and trying to figure out who you're going to go with. We're going to get to that momentarily. Make sure you stick around when we're done. Will and Claudia and tonight's guest, Christian Dyer, will take you through with Corb's pitch side for the post-match show. Robertson going the distance tonight. Played that ball into the hands there at Depperschmidt. Back to Jason Robertson. Into the red here in Bridgeview, Illinois, 15 miles southwest of downtown Chicago, where they will play the MLR final. Third weekend in June. What an opportunity it would be for Chicago if they can play on their home pitch. Long way to go. 5 for 5, but still 5 to go. Kunatani.
No, you lost it. Leave it. You're on the player. You're on the player.
Ridgway, Robertson. Rick Rose down to the floor. Diving to get to that ball was Vermeulen. Now Kunatani, the big Fijian who can make everything out of nothing sometimes, but unable to get free that time. Vermeulen again, 17 on 17 there as Luke White made the tackle.
Please.
Charlie
Ball's
Abel.
out.
Try score tonight. Emmanuel Albert there. Dan Hoot now. Here's Videla. Santiago Videla. The exclamation point for the Chicago Hounds. A 5-0 start. And another try for Chicago on this Sunday night.
I don't know what that guy in the front is doing looking at his phone, but everyone else behind him on that fan cam loving what they're seeing. They were like, come on, let's just end the game. And finally, Chicago turns over that ball. And you'll see it right here. Ball just squirts out loose, and then continuing to keep it alive is Den Hoot, and then Videla, who just came on. He says, I'm going to finish it my way, boys. And Videla brings it home for the Hounds. An immense win, and good ball turned over from Albert to start it. But look at that, scenes in front of the home crowd. Chicago finish it off with a bang.
So he scored twice this season with Chicago, was with Miami the last couple of years. He scored both of his tries at home. He nails another kick, and the owner and the Chicago Hounds quite happy. There's Chris Latham with his owner. And Chicago goes 5 for 5 in their first 5. 5-0 atop the standings. Another 5 points for them tonight. Try bonus came in the first half. Can anyone stop the Chicago Hounds? They win on Sunday Night Rugby 49-31 over DC. Will, Claudia, and Christian Dyer, they're coming up with the post-match portion of our broadcast tonight. They'll take you home. Alex Corbacero on the pitch as well. For Bree, Ben Holden saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Sunday Night Rugby.
We wanted to put out a performance that our fans, family, and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.
Can anyone stop the Chicago Hounds? What a win for the home side as we come to the end, the halfway house here, week 6 in Major League Rugby. Seeing the shots of the guys on the field. What a quality team the Chicago team is. Literally 100% win success rate. We're here on Sunday Night Rugby, the post-game show with myself, Will Hooley, Claudia Balafado, and Christian Dyer, our special guest. Christian, let's just get straight to it then. We're looking at the scenes of the celebrations at the moment on the field, but what was previous to that was a controlled Chicago effort overall, particularly in the first half. That yellow card to Corey Daniel for Old Glory DC, we mentioned it at halftime, was a pivotal moment in the game. In 10 minutes, when DC were down to 14 men, they scored 3 tries. Here's the incident. This was the yellow card. They capitalized on it.
Yep, that was the moment of the game, changed everything. DC was looking so strong prior to this first 20 minutes. But after this yellow card, like you said, 3 tries, and then Chicago was in control the rest of the game.
They were. The power coming in there. Tries in the end coming from Charlie Abel, Theo Faree, Mason Fletch, Oli Devoto, and Santiago Verdella, the Chilean, finishing it off. And, well, Claudia, when you think about numbers, they are so much at the top. Chicago's so good.
They are, but you look at these stats, this has to be frustrating for Old Glory. It's not like Chicago went out there and put up 6 more tries. There was a 1 try difference. The carries are pretty much the same. The meters, Christian, the number that stands out, though, the penalties.
Yes. Is the penalties. DC was conceding penalties in the wrong area of the field, near their 22, and Chicago got points on almost each account.
They've got so many points to their name here with only 5 games gone here in Major League Rugby 2026. We can go to pitch side because Alex Corpusciera has been giving us some great insight and we can hear from him. I believe he is with Chris Latham. Corbs, buddy. If you can hear us, hopefully we've got you loud and clear. Chris Latham, the head coach of Chicago Hounds. He must be pretty happy, Corbs.
Yeah, I'm here with a happy man, Chris Latham. 5-0, Chris. Another big, dominant win. Probably a little bit more competitive than you've been used to in this season, but what did you make of it today?
Yeah, I was glad that we fought the fight, and we fought the fight well. I was a little bit nervous there at the start for the first 20. We found ourselves playing a little bit of touch footy, which was a little bit annoying. And then the last 20 of that first half, we found our rhythm and found our shape, which was great. And then midway through the second half, I thought we'd lost dominance. But through some smart play, patience, just keeping that scoreboard ticking over, which is smart, we're able to just keep them at arm's length and keep our composure. So, yeah, and it was a good way, obviously, to finish there. It's nice to fight like that and get a good win. And we knew that was going to happen. Like an Old Glory team, they're like little chihuahuas. They just keep nipping and nipping and nipping. So we knew we needed a full 80 and we got it.
And I guess, yeah, I think for you guys, being tested, facing adversity, another lesson, another string in the bow or something you can go on to. What else did you like from your side or any individuals that stood out for you that you were happy with today?
Yeah, I find it a bit funny. It's been the kind of the narrative that's been thrown around as we hadn't been tested on, come up against Legion and, we're down 13 men against the win. We've been tested, so we've just got to keep standing up and making those moments. I thought Mason Fletch was very courageous today. Our captain Rumble was outstanding. Ruben De Haas was controlled the ruck really well, considering they were lying in there a lot. And obviously Theo, I actually thought our forwards really stood up. It was a forwards dominant game, and we needed that from them.
Yeah, I had to tip the cap to the front row. I thought this game, they really fronted up and, not just at set piece, but in the loose as well. Some of the stuff that you guys needed, the physicality, your 1, 2, and 3, our hitters on both sides of the ball really added to your guys' game as well.
Yeah, that's very remiss of me not to actually, the front row by a mile.
I'm here to fact check, you know what?
No, they were outstanding. Front row were outstanding. I'd go as far as to say that, they won us the game, to be fair. They worked their butts off, so, yeah.
Okay, Chris, and then last one, looking ahead next week, what's to come now? You're going to have a big target on your head with the way you guys are playing. You must like that a little bit, though.
Well, that's the thing. There's still people out there saying that we've peaked too much and we've done this and we haven't done that. And so I don't, it doesn't feel like we've got a target. It actually feels like we've got to keep proving. I'm a Queenslander, mate. That's what we're used to. We're used to that, underdog and, everyone doubting us, and, that's Chicago. And I love that. I love that about us, and I love that about Chicago.
Absolutely love that, mate. Shots fired, Mike Petrie, you heard that. But Chris, absolutely congratulations and thanks for your time, mate. Good luck going forward. And Will, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks so much, Corbs. Great to hear from Chris Latham. And he takes any insult maybe a bit personally there. He's saying that Mike Petrie did sit here, the former USA Hall of Famer, and he wasn't convinced. But you've got to be. He mentioned about ticking over the scoreboard, Chris Latham there. This Chicago Hounds side, Claudia, has racked up points in 5 games.
They've racked up points, guys. 239 in 5 games, almost 240 points. And humble coach there, because I don't know about losing dominance. They put the nail in the coffin with that final try. And we said heading into this game, this is going to be the best defense they've faced. Old Glory has allowed the fewest tries. And they went out and just played their game. And I think Mike Petrie's watching this, eating his words.
Yeah, what gives me confidence is them playing 80 minutes long, scoring points in the final 10 minutes when historically they conceded some points in the last 10 minutes of matches. This gave me a lot of confidence in Chicago.
You've got to be very confident if you're in that Chicago camp. And a person who played with a lot of confidence is the player of the match. He's going to head back down to Alex Corpus-Sierra. He is there with try scorer, the hooker today. Who have you got there? Corpse?
I've got our player of the match, Theo Faree, number 2 hooker for Chicago Hounds. I thought it was a day for the forwards, even though there was some flashy rugby out there. Chris Latham, your head coach, just gave you a little tip of the cap as well. Player of the match, you must be chuffed.
Yeah, mate, stoked. It was probably the toughest game we've had all year. We said going in this week, DC have been such a good team from the games we've watched, and really physical team. I think they've got the best defense in the comp at the moment. So, we saw that today, but it was so good for our forwards to really step up and lead the charge.
Yeah, I thought set piece was good, but then I really also like the involvements in the loose. I thought you guys brought the all-court game, and that's what I've been really impressed with this Chicago Hound side so far, is you have the pack, you have the nuts and bolts, but you also get the involvements around the park and play good rugby.
Yeah, I think, early on in that game, we probably got a bit loose, and I think, DC really stepped up. So I think big thing for us in that game, back in that first half, we just got back to what we do really well and being direct and getting back to our simple shapes, simple carries, and then we looked to play off that, so it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was, well managed, and, you guys now as a team looking ahead, 5-0, you've got to be pretty chuffed with that, but also you're probably going to have a lot of targets on your backs now that you boys are playing like this.
Yeah. I think we've had a few cutlets from all the commentators the last few weeks, but, for us, we know we've been setting a really good bar, but, that doesn't matter if, you get to finals and you lose one game. So the big thing for us is just being able to turn up each week, keep competing, keep striving for more, because we just got to keep building. Still a fair bit to go in the season. We're only halfway through now, so.
And then just touch a little bit on this actual team, the culture. You obviously had to sit maybe a little bit previously to wait for an opportunity. Now you're in the driver's seat in this team. It's from the outside in, it's looking very good.
Mate, it's such a good group of guys. Yeah, I think for me coming in from overseas, we got here and immediately feel like you're part of a family, not just from the players, but the staff, the front office, the fans here. It's such a great group, and all the boys love turning up for each other on a Monday to go to work and love turning up here on a Saturday with a big fan base like this behind us, so it's awesome.
Absolutely outstanding, mate. Well, congratulations. I'll let you go enjoy the team, celebrate. Well done. Player of the match, Theo. Outstanding, and good luck going forward, mate.
Thanks, mate.
All the best, brother. Back to you, Will.
Thanks, Corbs. Great game by Theo Faree. What a signing he's been for the Chicago Hounds and the whole squad. Corbs mentioned there that they have everything, the forwards, the backs, they even have the dogs. Look at them. What a great day there for the Hounds fans. Christian, from you, we mentioned in the pre-game show just how much of a complete package Chicago is showing this year. Hey, are they beatable?
Well, anyone's beatable right now, but I don't have a lot of confidence in the way or in someone else beating them right now, given how dominant that performance was. And their set piece, their forward pack is so strong and cohesive, and it just gives this silver platter for their backs to expand on.
Yeah, because the question is, how do you beat Chicago? You would think with defense, but clearly that's not the case. California is the second team behind them, so what does that tell us right now? Offense, Christian, is leading the way in MLR, is it not? Because we talked about California's offense last week.
Absolutely, everyone's scoring points right now. I can't wait to see Legion versus Chicago again. That is going to be a game I'm going to watch.
And we do at least see the bonus point with the 4 tries for DC. So as of now, they remain ahead of those Free Jacks.
They are. You look at the New England Free Jacks. It's hard not to mention that the 3-time reigning champions, back to back, champions are sitting there in 6th. A reminder that the top 4 will go through to the playoffs. And of course, the championship final June 21st. You're looking at the owners having a chat there. Paul Sheehy with Peter Burnick. I'm sure sharing a few reflections on the game. But maybe our last reflections on this game. Yeah, Chicago fully in control of that one overall. DC had their moments, absolutely. But we just can't get over how impressive we are with this Hounds team.
No, we're not. But DC has their moments. First 20 minutes so strong. I think they need to find a little more balance in playing so much in their own half, creating turnovers, penalties, the balance of playing versus, hey, let's get the pressure off of ourselves. Let's let the other team make a mistake in their half.
And it's just such small margins here, especially against a team like Chicago. That missed kick at the end there was tough for them. And again, it's just momentum shifts. They looked so good to start. Those back-to-back-to-back tries in the 10 minutes killed them.
Killed them. Massive, massive moment. And in rugby's hard enough, even with 15 players on the field. When you've got a man in the sin bin, in the doghouse, that is when, unfortunately, DC really struggle. There's some big games coming up. Let's just remind you quickly of that. In week 7, New England Free Jacks will take on California Legion. That's on Saturday. And there's 2 Sunday games. Old Glory DC against Seattle. Chicago Hounds versus Anthem will be our Sunday night rugby game, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Can't believe we're already at the halfway mark. It's insane.
It's crazy. It is crazy. I'm very curious to see how Free Jacks do. Legion will have plenty of prep coming off a bye. Anthem coming off the bye against the Hounds. Here's the turning point, right? Whether the players are looking at the standings or not, Christian, I'm sure the coach is in that locker room saying, listen, we don't have that much time to get rhythm going.
No, absolutely. This is where teams really buy into what's working, and they only have a short amount of time to start fixing what's not working. A few more weeks left, a lot of exciting rugby to be played.
You're enjoying it. Major League Rugby's been as good as it's been on the field this year, you reckon?
It's the best it's ever been.
There you go. Short and sharp.
There we go.
What a finish. Yes, it's been the end of the first half of the season. Chicago Hounds, great win today against Old Glory DC. It is a reminder, by the way, that because Chicago Hounds have won, don't forget, guys, the Supporters Cup. The Supporters Cup was up for grabs. The old mate, and I really am hoping eventually we can get down to Alex Corbsiero, because I want to see Beer be drunk, and I want to see Chicago fans being happy. Corbs, over to you, man. It's Hounds, keep it.
Hey guys, we're back down pitch side, and it's that time of the week again, and one of the most sought-after trophies in Major League Rugby is the Old Mate Cup, the Supporters Trophy, and so far, Chicago have not let go of this grip on it. I'm here with Ron now. Congratulations, Ron. Absolutely, any word?
I love it. We're going to hold on to this thing like grim death, and we're not going to let it go. So you might as well just call it the Old Chicago Mate Trophy. That's how it's going to stay, right, boys?
All right, show us what you got, mate. No pressure here.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go! Here he comes. Sorry guys, cheering so loud my mic came out, my earpiece, but mate, Ron, outstanding stuff. To Chicago Hounds, you keep the Old Mate Trophy, one ring to rule them all. The power's with you. Good luck going forward, and thanks for being such a great rugby town and such a great group of fans.
Love you, Corbs. Thanks. Let's go, up the Hounds.
Let's go, guys. Back to you in the studio, Will.
Wow. Corbs, that's the exact type of cockiness I was hoping. Just call it the Chicago Cup at this point.
Yeah, the Chicago Old Mate. Well, fair enough. They keep it. The winning streak goes on. Just downing that beer?
You made that look easy.
Like a stud.
On the stash, pours it on the head. I mean, they know what they're doing, and they're probably going to have it for a while, so get comfortable with it, Chicago.
We love to see it. Credit to Chicago. And thank you all so much here on Sunday Night Rugby. It's been week 6 in the bag. Claudia Bellafato. Great to have Christian Dyer here in the studio.
Great to be here.
Good to see you, buddy. As much as part of me would love to see you out in the field, but you've been good. You've been great here on the desk.
What a rest, okay?
Yeah.
And Will, how about the shirt?
Oh, yes, I must say, my unreal polo. Have I been looking sharp?
You look sharp.
Yeah, thank you very much. Join us next week. It'll be Hounds versus Anthem on Sunday Night Rugby. Great win for the Hounds. They continue their success in Major League Rugby. We'll see you next week. This broadcast is brought to you by Globant, the official digital transformation partner of Major League Rugby. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
To put out a performance that our fans, family and our supporters could be really proud of.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unapologetic, united. Major League Rugby.